I am panis just bloomed.
Very early for banning people. I don't know. They were the ones doing things that were bannable. Personally, I also do. I'm also like 100% sure that was not a real person. I was looking when I went to like go ban them. I was like looking, and it was like account made 21 minutes ago, and I'm like, okay. Eggy, your audio echo. Echo. I didn't turn on reverb. No, wait. Did you just have me open in 2 different tabs at the same time? Did you have me open twice and you're like, mod hue and channel? Bro invented the echo. Why do I need to turn on reverb when clearly all you guys can do that yourself, I guess? Yeah. Is this a Twitch stream too? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I stream on both. I stream on both. I usually, I think, I'm still working out how to get like notifications and stuff working with YouTube. Because I've had them up. I've had them up on working on Twitch for a long time, but for YouTube it's a little different. I think I just need to figure it out. That's why there's no one else here. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just talking to like imaginary chat. Imaginary chat. Yes, I stream on both Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. In fact, if I go here, you will even see both of them at the same time. Let's check the volume of the music. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. Hold on. Let me position the mics in a way that does not have me looking away from the screen. There we go. There we go. See? They're real. They're real. They're real. I'm not just making up people to talk to. You see? How would I get all of these people here? How would I talk to all of them at the same time? Do you hear keyboard typing? No, I can't be running like multiple alts at the same time. Hello, this message is pre-recorded. She lost all the jong games. No! No. See, everybody here is real, unless you're all like one guy. Unless you're all one guy and you've all just been like typing like on like 5 different devices. EGGY is real. EGGY is real. EGGY is real. And I hope you are all too. But yes, today was cold. Today was not supposed- well, today was less cold than last week, actually. Damn it, you found out. You used up your allotted chat messages for the day. Please more if you want to send more. What? Oh, is this because you're all secretly one person? You're all one person. But yeah, today was cold. Today was cold. Less cold than last week, but still pretty cold. Tomorrow, less cold. Tomorrow, probably less cold. That'll be nice and good. Chat Plus users can keep chatting for the low price of $13.99 per month. Chat Plus, isn't that just like if I turn on subscriber only mode on Twitch? That's just Chat Plus. That's just Chat Plus. Does anybody actually use subscriber mode? Like, I can understand, like, you know, follower only. Like, I can understand that for Twitch. Like, I can understand followers only because it's like, okay, sometimes you get, like, a bunch of spam or something and it makes sense. But then I'm just like, subscribers only? Like, does anybody have a use for that? Because, like, I would understand if it worked like YouTube Menchies, where it's like, okay, only people who are paying you will be able to see this, and only they will be able to chat. But, like, the idea that you can watch but not chat, I'm just like, does anybody actually do that? We're all the same person, that includes you. You are us. I've been, like, subconsciously writing all these comments. No, not the coffee pasta! Not the coffee pasta! Emote only mode, but you only allow one emote. Yeah. It's like, my chat always agrees with me. Probably because that's the only thing they're allowed to say. They're only allowed to give thumbs up. But yeah, emote only, singular. One emote. I mean, I guess if you just delete all your other emotes and just keep the one, then you're like, yeah, one emote. Hey, EGGY. Hello, Getter Pilot. But yeah, I should say good evening to Jake. And I should say good evening to Punkation. And I should say good evening to Rylinks. And I should say good evening to Panis and thank you for blooming for another month. And I should say thank you to, or thank you, well, I mean, thank you for being here, but also good evening to Remy. And good evening to Uphill. And good evening to Robert. And good evening to Punk. No, I already said hi to you. And good evening to Maxispore. And good evening to Rylinks. There we go, I think that's everybody. And also Weird Wonderful on YouTube. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah. Didn't specify emotes only. I mean, you can still use words. I'll allow it. You're allowed to use words. Can you believe it? EGGY chat is so lenient, so reasonable. You can use words. Yes. I was gonna get very hurt for being left out. I know, I'm trying to get better because I have 2 chats running on my screen simultaneously. I'm trying to get better about, like, because again, I only streamed on Twitch for the longest time, and then I started doing dual, which means I now am like keeping track of 2 chats, which, I mean, it's not too bad considering that like one of them moves faster than the other, but I always feel bad every time like I see like a YouTube chat message and then it's like, oh no, this is from several minutes ago and you just missed it, and I'm like, no. But yeah. Whoa, chat 2. Peggle 2. Chat 2. There's also a holy workaround where people use a certain extension can view them more than 5 minutes. Well, it's not like they disappear. In fact, that's the problem, is that they don't disappear. Thank goodness Vimeo went bankrupt and you might have to watch 3 chat windows. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I don't know, I'm like... I mean, there's other sites people stream on. I don't know, although I guess... Have people figured out how to do VTuber streams on TikTok? Has that happened yet? Because I remember for a while, I don't know, can you stream from a computer? I forget. Because I remember on TikTok, like, TikTok streaming, and I think Instagram is like that too, where it's like, I'm not sure if there's a way directly from your phone to like capture screen the same way you do for like OBS. Well, maybe there is now. Yeah. I know some people do that. I saw one, but they fell victim to the pipeline and they're now an IRL TikToker. Yeah, I don't know. I think... I'm sure it's better now. Because again, I haven't really used TikTok at all since like maybe 2021, 2022. But I remember at the time, for whatever reason, the video's algorithm was pretty good. Like, it would give you stuff that you wanted. The live stream algorithm was terrible, garbage. I would get like random streams going in my, like, on my For You page, and I'm like, what did I do? Like, I think I would get ones of just like people driving in a car at night, or like just absolutely random things that have nothing to do with anything else I was watching. And the same thing was happening to other people, but the difference is some people just get really aggressive about it. Like, I would see like a stream that would be relevant to something I like. Like, it would be like Lolita fashion or something. And then I would see somebody in the chat that's like, why is this on my For You page? Why? I don't want this on my For You page. Why are you wearing that? What are you doing? It's like... I understand that that's not, like, relevant to your interests, but, like, I don't know. We didn't ask for this either. You just remind me that Kick exists? Oh god, no. As far as I'm concerned, it does not exist. But yeah. Don't they know they can scroll? I don't know. I think some people just... I guess maybe if you get too used to... I don't know if it was like children or something. But like, I don't know. Sometimes people just get really annoyed at seeing something they don't want to see. Even if they can like stop seeing it with very minimal effort. Like, at least being mad at stuff, like, back in the day, if you were watching TV and you get mad at that something you don't like is on TV, like, yeah, you can change the channel, but, like, at the very least, you were, like, you can complain validly because you have to wait for the thing to end. But, like, on TikTok, you just scroll away. You control the buttons you press. Like, yeah. TikTok will decide you are a child because you're a cartoon and ban you. Jokes aside, that seems no longer an issue. A lot of people seem to stream with prefabricated models. Yeah, I wonder... To be fair, TikTok banning people from streaming for being children is, like, nothing new. I knew somebody back in the day who did, like, cosplay TikToks, and at one point, she got banned from TikTok for allegedly being a minor. She was 24 at the time. I guess, I don't know, I guess maybe, like, she cosplayed from a lot of, like, shonen stuff, so maybe that was, like, they're just like, oh, you cosplay Hiroaka? I guess you must be a child, probably. So, yeah, that's happened. It's definitely happened to real people before. Yeah, you can just not use TikTok and we're all gonna be happier. I have a TikTok account. I don't use it much. I don't know what I would use it for at this point because I feel like the app has changed so much since the last time I used to use it. What I remember from TikTok back in the day was just like the amount that you had to post in order to remain like algorithmically relevant was kind of insane. Like, I remember like the meta at the time was post every day, which is like, you know, not impossible, but like it was post 1 to 2 times a day. And if you miss a day, then it kind of like resets. So it's one of those things where it's like, I can totally understand why like TikTok is known for low effort content because it essentially kind of incentivizes people because nobody like who's trying to put together anything that's like high quality has enough time to do it with that kind of schedule. Unless they are like a company or something, you know? Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Might just be the AI deciding you are a child. Mind you, this actually happened. Like the person I was talking about earlier, this happened in like this was pre-COVID. This was like 2019 or like early 2020. Like this was not like a recent occurrence. Uh so I don't know. It's also possible maybe too, because I don't know how the reporting system works. It's also possible that maybe somebody was just like, I don't want to be seeing this on my feed. I'm gonna tell TikTok that this is a child, and then they're gonna get banned for a while. Posting TikToks like doing your gacha dailies. Yeah, but like it's like TikTok works if you can actually manage 30 clips per month that fit your audience. I mean, I can understand for like streamers, because essentially like what you're posting is already there. You just have to like shorten it down, right? So it's not like a completely arduous task, I guess, if you have like a backlog of them, right? But I can see for like, again, somebody posting about literally anything else. Like, if you're doing like cooking TikToks, it's like, okay, you gotta have like a new recipe every day. Well, maybe not a new recipe, but like, you know, you gotta have a recipe, you gotta have something to post every day. I can totally see why like dance videos or, you know, thirst traps or like reply videos where people just like argue with each other by like using the duet function or the stitch function. I can so totally see why that would get popular, because like it's something that can be made very, very, very quickly, right? But yeah, I haven't touched it at all since like 2021, and it's changed a lot since then. I mean, I guess there are some things they've added that I kind of like. They added this years ago, but I remember back when I used it, it was before they added the playlist feature. So what would keep happening is that if people had like a multi-part video, and like what would happen is that sometimes you get like part 3 on your For You page, and then if you were interested, you had to like go hunt for context in the rest of this person's profile, which is even worse if it's like an older video that just like for some reason got like another burst of views. So you have to like keep scrolling down, down, down. That wasn't that was the thing that was just like not, the playlist just didn't exist yet. I can't believe it took them that long to make it exist. TikTok seems worse than YouTube comments to spread such terrible stuff. I mean, TikTok comments definitely... I think the thing with TikTok comments is that... And like, okay, it's very easy to be like, oh, TikTok commenters are children, or TikTok commenters are stupid. But I think TikTok is also just kind of inherently built to give you bad comments, I think. Because like, inherently, you are not given much context, right? Because like on YouTube, when you have comments, right? Like, yeah, people might still be rude, but also like, you clicked the video, right? You chose to watch this. Whereas TikTok, I feel, just like plops stuff into your lap, and people are just like reacting to it with no further context. And if you want further context, sometimes that can actually be quite difficult to get. At least back when I used TikTok. Again, maybe it's different now, but yeah. But yeah, no. YouTube, I don't know. I feel like TikTok is just worse just because it's like just no context. At least YouTube, there is some context, you know? Yeah, Eggy clips of dealing into chats. Yakuman every day equals profit. Is this the Eggy content everyone wishes to see? Just Eggy. No talking. No talking. Just me getting a Yakuman and everyone's like, wow. It's okay. I will get like a Yakuman like once ever, and then you guys can just keep like re-editing that over and over. Until like the channel gets like taken down for like repeated content or something. A Yaku what? It's a Yakuman. It's a Mahjong thing. It's a thing where you get big points for winning. It's a powerful combination of tiles. Yeah. But Yeah, I don't think I am not built for TikTok, I think, at this point. I don't know. I think the other thing too with a lot of my clips that I think about is that, like, I don't think I am the kind of person, because, like, here's the thing, is that, like, I usually try to say that my streams are family friendly, which for the most part I think they are, but, like, that's not really an intentional choice, because it's like, do my streams contain anything that's, like, super inappropriate for children? Not usually, no. But, like, are my streams appealing to children? Probably not. I feel like a kid watching this would get pretty bored pretty quickly, you know? Like, I just don't think... I'm not concerned about children in my chat, because I think any child that wanders into my chat will get bored within about, like, 5 to 10 minutes and leave. And any child that, like, doesn't get bored within that time period will probably just, like, talk well enough in chat to blend in as an adult. Pretty much. I feel like that would probably be what would happen, I think. I'm not big noises, Eggy. I'm not loud vine boom, 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 Eggy. I don't think I'd be very good at it. Hello, child. Do you want to talk about walkable neighborhoods and urban sprawl? Hello, child. I'm here once again to talk about the groceries. Would you like to hear about the groceries today, child? Not enough Subway Surfers in the corner. I gave you Coco Melon and Subway Surfers on. Family Guy funny clips playing in the corner. Yeah. I'm being flippant, but I will not retain any information about the specifics of Mahjong, just how it is. I mean, I feel like with Zhang, like, as long as you retain, like, I don't know, like, 80% of it, it's probably fine. Did you know I was in Japan, child? I've been to Japan, child. Have you been to Japan, child? Hello, Tylig. Hello. Maudar. I was not referring to you when I said child. Dear children reading this, would you like to talk about how to minimize tax payments legally? No. Do not be bad influence. I don't know. I'm like, now I'm thinking, I'm like... Because, like, I know that, like, children under a certain age don't get tried the same way as adults. I'm like, would a child who, like, commits tax evasion... Well, no, but the children don't pay taxes. They'll be like their parents. I'm like, if a child commits tax evasion at, like, age 8 or something, like, would they get sent to, like, juvenile prison for that? But I'm also just like, I don't think they pay taxes. I think it's their parents that's supposed to handle that, even if they do make money somehow. I mean, I feel like adults can barely figure out how taxes work, so maybe, yeah, asking a child to do that is a bit much. But we can zhong. Yeah, their parents would be the ones to charge. That's what I figured, because I'm like, I feel like even, like, because I'm thinking of, like, you know, the rare cases where kids do earn their own money, like, maybe, like, if someone's, like, a child actor or something. But even then, it's usually their parents that are supposed to do that. But yeah, that would require the child to be legally required to pay taxes, which rarely happens. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's not a lot of times that happens. You can have a 6-year-old run a business in some parts of the world, if I remember. Yeah, but, like, I think by the time you're 16, you can now be... Well, I don't know. Is there... Maybe it's different in different countries. Because I was thinking about how, like... I think if you're... What is it, like 12 and older? Or 13 and older here? I think you get tried as something differently than if you were younger than that. Although I don't think you get tried as an adult. But also, I feel like if you're 16 and you commit, like... Unless you, like, knowingly... Unless you, like, extremely knowingly commit tax fraud, I feel like they'd probably go easy on you just because you're 16 and have probably not figured out how taxes work yet. But yeah. I don't know. The taxes. Oh, goodness. It's only a few months. It's like 2 months before I need to think about taxes again. For 2026, minors must file taxes if they earn more than $16,100 in wages. What a strange place to draw the line. I don't know. I'm gonna have to start thinking about taxes soon. Do I need to start? I don't know. I guess I imagine I'll get my like T4s in the mail soon. If not, I'm gonna need to start bothering some people. But yeah, per month or year? I'm assuming it's per fiscal year. I'm assuming. I'd assume. Because, like, I don't think they charge you taxes monthly here. I think all the tax stuff gets done, like, all at once at the same time, right? I don't know what my tax... I don't know what my taxes are gonna look like this year. Because, like, last year I barely worked. Like, I was unemployed for most of the year. I guess I was working the last few months, so I guess I'll get something from that. And then... I don't know, I guess I can log some stuff as business expenses. I did actually have business expenses last year. I did. I have things I have things that count. I have things that count. Alright. We shall jong for a bit. 49147. 49147. 49147. Let me copy paste that into YouTube chat too. Mods, pin it. Here we go. Let me pin this on YouTube as well. Ah. Here we go. Did that pin? I hope that worked. Oh, wait, no, I pinned the wrong message. Okay, hold on. There we go. Pinning! There we go. There we go. You may now join. He's like, chop chop mods. Mods! Seize him. Mods, take him to the dungeon. You pinned me. Yeah, well, okay, it's because, like, the YouTube chat box, when I opened it up, it was, like, glitching out, and it was, like, basically trying to, like, load every chat message at once, and it was moving really fast, so I thought I clicked on mine, but I guess I clicked on yours. But yeah. Everyone is allowed to join. As long as you, I guess, as long as you have a Mahjong Soul account. It'd be kind of hard to join with that one, I guess. I suppose. But, yeah, taxes, that's... Well, hello, children. Welcome to the EGGY stream. We're talking about groceries and taxes. I had to do groceries today. I had to do, like, urgent groceries. I think I was saying on Discord, I was like, I'm doing, like, urgent groceries at this point. Like, I was gonna do groceries yesterday, but it was, like, way too cold. So I didn't end up going to the grocery store. But then I was thinking about it today. I'm like, I have nothing to make for dinner today. Like, otherwise, I guess I could have, like, skipped doing the groceries, but I would have been eating, like, egg for 3 meals a day. Because, like, I had an egg at breakfast, I had another one at lunch, and I was like, wait a second, I'm not gonna have a 3rd egg today. It's been so cold again. I know, it's supposed to be nicer tomorrow, I promise. I promise it will be nicer tomorrow. But yeah, I guess tomorrow, because today I just did, like, emergency groceries, but tomorrow I'm gonna have to do more groceries. Because today I was trying to only buy, like, non-perishable stuff. But tomorrow I'm gonna have to buy, like, my meat and yogurt and stuff. Do you not do staples? I mean, yes, but, like, you still have to go to the store to buy them. It was, like, -20, -30 the other day. On Sunday. Like... I also try. I feel bad because I feel like I waste so much food just because like stuff. I don't have a ton of freezer space right now. Howdy Marie. Hello Sheriff Pumpkin. But yeah, no, I don't have a ton of freezer space, and I feel like I just throw so much stuff away because it all goes bad before I can get through it. So yeah. Yeah, I can only staple so much. I mean, I have rice, but like that's not a meal, you know? That's not a whole meal. Hello, Nanora. Like I can't just eat just rice. I need something else on it. And like also I was out of some condiments too. And like other assorted cooking things. Like I needed more mirin. I needed more furikake. Yeah, lack of space doesn't help with bulk buying. Well, it's also just like you can't bulk buy if you're only bulk buying for one person. This is something I've had to learn the hard way. Because I had like... I feel like I had bulk buying like drilled into me kind of unintentionally from a young age of like, you know, the most economic thing to do is always to buy the biggest thing of everything, make a giant batch of something, and then put it all in the freezer. And then just eat it as needed. But like that, again, that's a strategy for feeding like a family of 4. That's not a strategy for feeding a EGGY of 1, you know? Correction, it all reaches the best before date. Oh, you wish. You wish. There is stuff molding in my fridge as we speak. Yeah, the most you can really bulk buy safely is dried goods, and even then like some stuff can kind of go stale, and like it's not like inedible, but like it's like not fun to eat, I guess. I made some fromage. If you buy the right staples, you have some buffer. Yeah, it's just that it's like the staples will stay in my fridge forever, and they will grow mold. Unfortunately, all the staples I need are very extremely perishable. I couldn't log in time. No! It's okay. I mean, this is only the first game. This is the first game. Again, it won't be a hugely long stream tonight. But... yeah, we just started playing. You're good. Yeah. Unless it's something risky, you have some leeway, especially if you buy with cold packs. I just don't know what staples you're talking about that I'd be able to like make a meal with that won't go bad. Like, again, I have stuff in the freezer, but even stuff in the freezer, like I'm realizing that the freezer I have is not the most reliable freezer. Because like I've definitely had things go bad in the freezer. I guess I have edamame, but like again, I'm not gonna eat eggs 3 times a day. and like edamame on rice. That's not a meal. I mean, I guess it can be a meal, but like it's not the meal I would have intended to make. Voice in my head said, wait, isn't Mahjong Mondays now Mahjong nights? And I remember to check Twitter. It's still Monday. What do you... Yes, it is evenings. All streams are evenings until at least March. Beginning of March. I don't know what's happening to me after that. I legitimately don't know. Yeah, canned goods are your friend. That's fair. I guess I can get like canned beans or something. The beans. Noodles, rice, potatoes, onions. Are potatoes non-perishable? I've seen some very perished potatoes. Like, I don't eat potatoes very often, so I never buy them, but like, I've seen some extremely, extremely perished potatoes. But yeah, I do have oil and vinegar and salt and pepper. It's just like I need a protein, and I didn't have any proteins today other than like eggs and edamame, I guess, which I already ate at lunch. Honey lasts forever? I mean, yeah, but that's not a meal. That's not a meal. Unfortunately, most things with protein are like the most perishable foods in the world. Yeah, potatoes can go bad depending on how you store. Yeah, at this point, I don't really buy potatoes unless I have a specific thing I know I want to use them for. I guess spam. But no, I also had like a specific thing I wanted to make this week, which I will have to buy stuff for tomorrow. I want to make chicken teriyaki again, but well, that's not my problem. Up your potato skills? No. You want me to gain another 20 pounds? Also soup. I mean, yeah, but soup is made of stuff. I guess canned soup. I guess I've... Because, like, on one hand, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, you know, grilled cheese soup. But, like, I don't really buy cheese anymore because it keeps going bad. And I also have been buying less bread because it keeps going bad. Like... Really didn't appreciate enough when I look back about how self-made soup isn't hard. Yes, but you have to have the ingredients in your house. Again, I would have not had this problem if I was able to go shopping yesterday. Your bread goes bad, I just stick it in the freezer. Look at this guy with space in his freezer. You need to figure out your using things up recipes. I know, it's just like... I think my problem at this point is like, okay, so the freezer I have is my grandma's freezer, right? It doesn't have a lot of space, but most of what's in there is hers. There's a few things in there that are mine, like I think probably things I should throw out because they're probably like horrifically freezer burnt at this point. But yeah, like I think I have like a pork chop or something in there. But yeah, the freezer is not plentiful. There's not plentiful room for things. I'm also extremely prone to just forgetting things in the freezer forever. Like, I don't think, like, maybe I do take after my grandma. I think I've told the story on stream before, but like, several years ago, my mom, because my grandma has like a huge freezer downstairs, and my mom was like, oh, I'm gonna clean out the freezer. And then they found, like, my aunt and uncle's wedding cake, like a slice of their wedding cake, and they had been married for like over 20 years at that point. Yeah, she found stuff with expiry dates in the 70s, like, but like, I know that that would happen to me too if I had a freezer that big. I'm extremely prone to completely forgetting stuff is there. Like, I just realized now, I think there might be a container. There's a container in the freezer, but it is not clear. Like, as in the container is like a margarine container that I put leftovers in. Ooh. Isn't a wedding cake slice usually kept for a year? Yes, and everyone forgot. Is the problem. Boom. Wow, really? I'm sorry, I didn't think it'd be that fast. I'm sorry. I thought that would take a lot longer. I mean, thank you for playing. Rest in peace to Waver Taser. I'm sorry. I guess we're back here now. Third place by doing absolutely nothing. Average two-hand game. Well, I think it's just there was two like big hands from the same person. Eggy, you start ranking, you're too powerful. Here's the thing, every time I go into ranked, I like lose instantly and I remember why I stopped playing ranked. I certainly would not do ranked on stream because like trying to do this when there's actual stakes involved is like my brain would melt. Yeah, we found some canned vegetable soup in my grandma's basement. She wasn't able to cook for at least the last 10 years of her life. See, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you just forget, if your freezer is big enough, you just forget what's in it. Which is why I endeavor to put as little as possible in my freezer. Yeah, you can break up easily even while yapping. Yeah, look, I can't just have one good game and have everyone just be like, Eggy, why you're so good at Mahjong? Why aren't you doing that? How is your grandma? Oh, she's doing well. She's still doing well. Again, it's been cold, but also she doesn't really go outside. So a lot of the time, like, I have to tell her that it's cold outside. Because it's like, I don't know, she's in her heated house. This doesn't affect her. Yeah. You're good enough to climb at least into Gold Room. I feel like it's all luck, though. See, I almost made it into, like, I almost made it out of Adept, like, several years back. Like, I think it was, like, 2022. I almost made it out of Adept, and then I just had, like, a run of losses that, like, knocked me back into Adept 1. Like, it got really bad. But yeah. For freezers, allegedly keeping a list is recommended. Yeah, again, it's just like, this isn't my freezer. And also, like, a lot of the stuff in there probably is also, like, horrifically freezer burnt and not edible, but my grandma also does not like throwing away food. She will just keep it there forever. So I'm like, okay. I don't know. Someday I will move out, and I will have my own freezer to put stuff in and forget about. And then I can make a list. Then I will make a list. But yeah, that's... I want to make teriyaki chicken again tomorrow. Moving out in this economy? Fair. I know I need a job. I'm trying. I've lost 12 hanchans in a day in rank before, and I'm still far above the ELO I was back then. Just because you have losing streaks doesn't mean you won't climb. Yeah, it's just like a long road back, you know? I don't know. At some point, it just kind of felt very, like, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But maybe it's just, like, I don't know when to, like, I don't know how to quit while I'm ahead. So I just would, like, keep going and then, like, get knocked back down to where I started. And I'm like, man. I don't know. Moving out must be possible, surely. There are many houses and apartments. Somebody must live there. Somebody must live there. I just need to become incredibly wealthy Eggy. I need $1 eggillion. Then maybe I'll be able to, like, afford, like, a small apartment. $1 eggillion. I don't know what that would take, though. I don't know, maybe I'll have to start with a regular employment. I don't think I was built to earn $1 eggillion. I was like... Oh, good evening, Yan. Hello. I was not built for $1 eggillion. Wow, friendly matches. Yeah. That's what we're doing. That's what I do every week, actually. Yeah. Time to open that savings account you've been meaning to open. I mean, maybe once I get, like, a more permanent position. Because, like I said, this job ends, like, beginning of March. So, we'll see. Can I join? Of course. Everyone can join. The code is pinned. The code is pinned. Yeah, if you want us to rejoin, you gotta tell us it's weird to instant rejoin when you want to give people a chance to join. It might also be weird. So my general rule for joining is, if it's your first time today, jump right in. If you've played before, give it a little bit of time, so that, like, people can kind of pour in, just to make sure everyone who wants a turn can get a turn. Nanoda, please. Hit your button. Hit your button, Nanoda. Thank you. But yeah, if we're waiting for like more than like 5 minutes or so for people to pour in, then like just jump right in. It's fine. Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes for another round. Yeah. Again, just to keep things moving. It's okay to double dip, I guess. But yeah. Ooh, okay. But yeah, we'll have to see. I might have something lined up for after, but it's not for sure yet. It is not remotely for sure, now that I think of it. But maybe. But if not, I have to go back to job hunting, which I do not care for. I don't think anybody cares for. I don't think anyone likes looking for a job. There might be some people who like being unemployed, but I don't think there's anybody who is like, yeah, I love job hunting. I love giving people my resume. I don't know, do you guys like giving out your resume? So how did moving work out? What? I never moved. I'm confused. I'm lost. I guess ages ago I was trying to move out, but that was also back when I had like far away employment. You did move. I mean, I moved from EGGY parents to EGGY grandma, I guess. Like 2 years ago. So I guess that there was kind of that. But I thought that this would be like a more temporary thing. Because I figured that like once I was able to find a job, I'd be able to just like move somewhere closer to where I work. Except that like I proceeded to like live somewhere. Like, okay, that workplace, nobody lived close to their work. Nobody did. There is not a single like place to live, apartment or otherwise, that was close to that job. I think everyone who worked there was like a little insane about what they thought was a what they thought was a reasonable commute. Yeah, it's like the once I find a job. Well, the thing is that like a lot of apartments ask for you like a record of employment, right? So it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, once I find a job, but then it's also just like, okay. Like, I need to find a job to get work, but then it was like, oh, I need to find a job so I can find a place to live. But then, like, I'm deciding the place to live based on where my job... Like, either way, it's like, it needs to start with the job. I guess they had cars... No, you don't understand. You don't understand. Like, almost everybody, except for me and, like, a handful of other people, drove to work. And even they were like, oh... Your commute is 40 minutes? That's not bad. Like, everyone was like... I think a lot of people have been working there for a very long time, so they just got, like, used to sitting in traffic for, like, 1+ hours a day. But yeah, I think they had completely lost perspective, some people. I kind of completely lost perspective on what, like, how long a commute is supposed to be. Because it was kind of in a very isolated place. So yeah, there isn't really anybody coming in from any direction that'd be able to get there quickly. Especially... I don't know, it's one of those things too where, like, you know when you have the kind of people who like are like, oh, I leave for work 1 hour earlier so I can save time by beating the traffic. And it's like, okay, but are you really saving time on anything? Like... Yeah, congested highway and local roads moment during peak commute. Yeah. Because, yeah, I think the only way to get there was via very congested highway. I think that was the only way to get there. I don't know if there wasn't really a way with local roads. I mean, there was maybe some kind of detour or something. But, like, the main way to get there was extremely congested highway. And I think that's what caused everyone to, you know, have insane commutes. Yeah, winter makes everything worse, too. I'm so glad I left that job before... Because, like, I worked there, I think I started in, like, March of that year, and then I left it, like, towards the end of December. And, like, I'm so glad I didn't have to work there in January, February. I'm so glad that's a thing I never had to experience. Yeah, you can probably ask Google Maps for an estimate if you save time by driving there earlier. No, I think you're misunderstanding my point. My point is, like, because the people who were leaving earlier, they were not really going home earlier. So it's like, yeah, you're saving time. Maybe if you just really hate spending time in the car specifically. But, like, if you're showing up at work, like, you know, 30 to 45 minutes early and you're just sitting around doing nothing, are you really saving time? Like... I feel like that's the equal amount of time spent. No! Ooh eh. Ooh eh. Save time not sitting in a car. Again, maybe if your thing is just you hate sitting in the car. Because I know for some people that's their thing. They're just like, I'd rather be in the car for less time and be at my desk at work, even if... you know, it does put me at my desk at work. But I don't know, to me, I just consider, like, any time outside the house, or, like, you know, when you're, like, not doing the things you want to do, to be, like, not saving time. Because, like, to me, it's like, save time is, like, I don't know, buy your lunch, but sleep in the morning so you don't have to prepare it kind of thing. Like, to me, that's, like, what I would say would be, like, saving time. But, like, I don't know. I feel like if you're leaving early, you're not really saving any time. You're just spending different time. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I didn't have to work there in the winter. I'm glad... I'm also, I don't know, I don't regret leaving the job even though I was unemployed for a long time. Because I know there's a lot of things I wouldn't have been able... I just straight up would not have been able to do if I would have stayed there. Like, I was not exercising at all when I worked there because, again, the time just didn't exist. Like, it was like, get home, like, get up at 5:30, get on the bus at 6:40, or no, it was 6:20 actually, not 6:40. Or no, I had to leave by 6:20, like be out the door by 6:20, on the bus by 6:40. Then I would come back and I would get back, it'd be any time between like 6:30, 7, I guess. Mind you, I left at like 4:30. So that was like, yeah, 6:30, 7. And then sometimes later if the traffic was like really trash garbage. And then I would have to be in bed by like 10. It's like, when do you exercise there? I still have to make food and stuff. Yeah. You've had only temporary positions since then. Yeah. It's not like I was unemployed for all of last year because like the last few months I did in fact have a job. But I don't know. Most of last year, I think. Like, it was very sporadic. I'm hoping for something more permanent in the near future. Because, like, I don't know, what I have now in terms of, like, commute time and location is pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Like, it does mean I can only stream in the evenings, but it also means that, like, I can, like, go places after work. Like, it's not in the middle of nowhere. There are places around me. I can walk places. I have time to go home. I have time to exercise. I don't have to be in bed. Like, I still should try to go to bed earlier, but like I don't need to be in bed at like unreasonable hours, you know? Are temp jobs common in Canada nowadays? Not really. It's just that I have been in weirdly specific circumstances lately. Because, like, I think temp jobs are very common around the holiday season. Because you have a lot of stores that will specifically hire for, like, October, November, December, because they know that that's when there's going to be more customers, because Christmas. That's very common. And that's kind of what I was working in December. But what I'm working now is incredibly specific that I cannot talk about it on stream. But it is also kind of an exceptional thing. It's not a very common thing. But yeah, I wouldn't say they're terribly common at all. Or at the very least, if they do exist, I have no idea where to find them. Yeah. Hello, children. We're talking about the economy and the job market. But yeah. I don't know. I don't want it to become Eggy Complaints Hour again, though. I feel like it's becoming Eggy Complaints Hour. Or I guess it's more like Eggy Excuses Hour at this point. But like, I don't know. I do the things I do for a reason. The field you study in likely requires more nepotism and networking, but mostly nepotism. Yeah, and like, I guess the other thing too is that like, I don't really have a network because I've only lived here for like 2 years, and one of those years I spent on a bus. So, I don't exactly have, like, I'm sure if I went back to previous Eggy City, which I have no intention of doing, I'm sure that like, somebody I know could probably get me in somewhere. But that would involve going back to previous Eggy City. Have you ever had a network? Well, it's not really a network, but it's like I know people who have jobs, you know? They just don't live here. Although, I don't know, I had a friend who was telling me how she's like, at her job, they're like horrifically understaffed. And they keep bringing in new people to interview. And they don't hire any of them. And she's like, why do we even bother running interviews if somehow every single candidate is not qualified? Like, why do you even be, like... Just say you're not hiring right now. Like, why do they keep... Who are they interviewing? Like, once my friend even was like... She said she was, like, talking to somebody else who had the exact same qualifications as her. Like, they had done the exact same program in school. And she's like, oh, you should come work here. And her friend was like, oh, I tried. They didn't take me. The interviewers are there to placate their employees. I don't think much placation is going on. She did not sound especially satisfied about it. But like, I don't know. I also don't really like the idea of like networking. Like, I don't know, because like that involves, you have to network for a specific industry, right? And I'm like, what industry am I trying to break into? Yes. Like, you can't just meet people. You gotta have a target, you know? Your friendship with Bodega is technically networking. I know, but that's like for VTubing, and VTubing is different because I do have a target. But like, yeah, I know that like networking can be organic. It's just that like I don't know how to be organic for like any industry other than VTubing. Or any industry that isn't like arts related, I feel. Because like I feel like if you're like, oh, go network for like government employees, and I'm like, how would I even go about doing that? How would I even do that? Because, like, I know when I was in university, like the business school department thing, they would always be like, oh, we're having a networking event. But then I'm just like, what do you even do at a networking event? I guess you go there and you talk to people. But, like, I don't know, I feel like that's the most inorganic way to go about it, you know? But yeah, networking doesn't happen only at networking events. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, I feel like I'm only in favor of the idea of networking if it doesn't feel like networking. The moment it feels like networking, then I'm no longer interested. I think my hot take is that people without friends should still be able to find a job. I don't know, sometimes I think about that too, where it's like, you know how... Like, I think about this with interviews, where it's like, on one hand, employers should not be obligated to employ somebody that they don't vibe with. But on the other hand, I'm also just like, I don't know, being, like, mildly unlikable shouldn't be, like, a death sentence, you know? Like... Yeah, you have no idea how to network. Well, I don't know. I didn't study something that's very network heavy, I feel. Or like the ways that you do network, because keep in mind, I also talked to literally nobody in university except my friends from high school. Like, I think I've unironically done more socializing through VTubing than I have in like any other category of my life since finishing high school, I think. Like... Yeah, I now that I think of it, yeah, most of my socializing is through VTubing. Yeah. Yeah, I'd argue your degree is very network-eggy. Network-eggy. To get any job. Yeah, but networking with who? Because I don't know, I guess my thing is that, like, when I think about jobs, it's like, I don't think I want a career. Like, I don't know, it's like people are like, oh, what are your career goals? And I'm like, I don't know, have one. I don't want, it's not like I don't want to work. It's like I want to work, but like, I don't have a specific job in mind, you know? Shimada got her current job thanks to another VTuber. I mean, I know there are VTubers who live in Eggy City. I don't know if any of them do anything. I don't know if anybody of them have day jobs that are hiring. Oops, it's 9 p.m. I should go do my own urgent groceries. Go! Urgent! If it's already 9 p.m., that's gotta be pretty urgent. Whoops. Okay. I've made better moves, but... It's incredibly urgent. If it's at 9 p.m. Very urgent. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's my thing. I'm just like... Time for the VTuber Idol Canada group, Maple Needs. I don't know. What would that be? I'm trying to think of like... Oh god. I'm like trying to think of like... Who lives in my city? And then I'm like, wait a second. I probably shouldn't just like say that out loud. But yeah, there are a fair amount of VTubers that live in Eggy City. I have met relatively few of them. I don't know, there might actually be more than I think. I know there was like, the last time I went to like any kind of like local convention thingy, there was quite a few people there. But like also I don't know if any of them, if like all of them are like local or if they just kind of were there. Eggy do not dogs. I know. Yeah. But yeah, there are people who are here locally. The local VTubers. Support small local VTubers. How do you know if they're local? I don't know. Vibes. Just guess. Although I guess, I don't know. I remember I was talking to Beba about this once. Because, like, with VTubing, right? Because, like, VTubing is different than, like, other forms of showbiz, or probably streaming in general. It's different than other forms of showbiz in the sense that, like, living in a big city for it does not necessarily... Like, unless you're, like, moving to Japan or something, right? Living in a big city does not necessarily give you, like, a huge boost the same way it might if you lived in, like... Like, if you were, like, trying to be, like, an actor, right? Or maybe, like, a singer or a voice actor, and then, like, you're like, I'm gonna move to, like, New York or LA. Like, that would give you some kind of advantage, because that's where all that stuff happens, right? But, like, VTubing, most of it happens remotely, right? So, like, you really don't... Like, I imagine there's probably, like, a fair amount of VTubers that, like, live in kind of middle of nowhere, or, like, smaller cities, because, like, if you're, like, unless you're, like, into the big city life, specifically, like I guess Bobeba would be, like, you know, you can do everything remote. You don't have to be in the same city as a convention to go be a guest. You don't have to be near other people to do collabs. Maybe time zones might help, but, like, yeah. These are short games tonight, I feel. I guess this one was kind of a normal size. I feel like it was a short game. Got brutalized. Unfortunate. Yeah, I feel like I feel like these have been short games tonight. Oof. But yes. Congratulations, Yan, on digging me into the ground. But yeah, no, a surprising amount of VTubers just, like, don't necessarily, like, live in big cities. Because you don't have to. And, like, I don't know, I guess, too, like, if you're making your money from VTubing, and if it's not that much, there's no point, like, paying for a big, expensive city place. Because, like, again, unless you're really into that, then, like, there's not really a point. I mean, personally, I like being in big city. And I like having a place with public transit. But yeah, I don't know. I guess if you move to Japan or something. But even then, that's, like, not... That's, like, only Tokyo, now that I think of it. I don't know what the situation for VTubing is like in other Japanese cities. I say living in a big city is worse for VTubers and streamers because your internet is usually worse than a small town with few people clogging the bandwidth. Yeah! I was talking to someone recently who lives in, like, fancy downtown apartment. Like, you know, like the kinds that probably are, like, $1 bajillion per month. And it was like, apparently the internet in them is, like, really bad. Like, apparently the internet in the, like, the internet that you can get by default, unless you figure out how to, like, rig your own thing, like, the internet there is, like, not good at all. Which surprised me, because I'm like, it's, like, in the center of everything. And also, I imagine that, like, a lot of the people who live in those probably, like, work for, like, big tech companies or something. So I'm like, would they not be, like, demanding better internet? I guess maybe if they just never work from home, but, like... Yeah. Kanema Richie is like saying, I like living dangerous in a Bon Casino scene. I'm putting my life on the line. Anyways, I guess VTubing networking can help get IRL jobs, especially if they're in the same country nearby where you live. Unless it's a remote job. Probably harder if it's a job where you need to relocate to a different country. Yeah. But yeah, the network effect for VTubers in big cities is probably bigger. The other thing too, though, is that, like, VTubers, like, I feel like people in other industries might be like, you know, they won't tell you where they live, but at the very least they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm in this region or this area. VTubers by default don't really tell each other where we live unless we are trying to like meet up. Like I know where some of my friends are from, but like that's mostly because like those are the people that I have met in real life before and they told me where they live because it came up in conversation, you know? Whereas like it feels like when it's if you're just like talking online, like you're probably not gonna figure out if you live in the same city unless you do it by accident. Like, I don't know, I think there was somebody, I never met them, but there was somebody like a long time ago, a big VTuber that I realized like lived relatively close to me because every time like they would have some kind of like big weather alert, they're like, sorry, I have to cancel stream tonight due to the weather, would always match up perfectly with the weather alerts I was getting. Like I would like look at the weather alert and just be like, oh, there's a thunderstorm tonight. And then I would go on Twitter and they'd be like, oh yeah, weather, like due to weather, I have to cancel stream tonight. There's supposed to be a thunderstorm. And like, so I was like, wow, okay. Weird coincidence to happen several times in a row. But yeah, like usually I guess I just go to convention, figure out who actually lives here. But yeah, I don't know. But then again, I did apply for something recently that, like, I might get. Maybe I just need to hear back from them. You're never safe from a local recognizing where you live over time. Yeah. I mean, all of you could live in the same city as a VTuber and not even know it. In fact, the bigger your city is, the more likely it is that there is at least one VTuber that you know of that lives in it, you know? Hello, Exclusia. Hello. Yeah, even with the most benign facts. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, again, even just complaining about something like the weather or like, I don't know, one weirdly specific, like I'm sure there's probably been like places I've been to that I'm like, oh yeah, I ate here today, and then somebody could probably like figure out where I was if they've been there too. I know I had this problem when I was like with Bobeba because I wanted to post a lot of like pictures and videos of what I was doing, but then I was like, oh, I need to be more like choosy with it because sometimes it's like, here's like a restaurant near my house that I go to all the time, and I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be like posting that. Even though it was quite tasty. It was quite tasty. It was yummy. I had, I think it was the first night we were there, I went to a pizza place that was near Bobeba. Did you know that the New York rat lives near a pizza place? Location triangulated. Exact location triangulated. But it was pretty tasty pizza. It was yummy pizza. I think it had like hot honey drizzled on it or something. I think it's my first time trying hot honey. It was odd. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be. But yes, hi. Hello, Melvin Supreme. Good evening. Yeah, posting after travel, probably the smartest, yeah. Yeah, but like the difference is that like, it was travel for me, but like for Bobeba, that's just the neighborhood, you know? But yeah, like if I was on a vacation, that'd be different. Like if I was like, oh yeah, I'm in this place today, and then like I post it after I leave, then it's like, probably fine. Is the game still open? The game is always open. If there are slots, the game is open. Yeah, there's still 2 slots. The code is pinned. Oh, that's a new Ichihime. I have not seen that Ichihime before. I'm probably gonna sound like a fake fan. Someone's gonna be like, oh, this actually is the Ichihime from like 3 years ago. Get with the times. I'm ready for third place, round 3. Let's go! Let's go! Yeah, there's maintenance tomorrow, so maybe there's an even newer Ichihime soon. New characters? Nah, just more Ichihimes. Just more Ichihimes. Although this one looks like a New Year's one. So that's probably what it is. Year of the Horse. That's this weekend, right? Or maybe it's next weekend. Is it this weekend? No, next weekend is Valentine's Day. It's this weekend it becomes Year of the Uma, right? Do you use that meme out of spite because I say you ask but never use? No, it's because I needed a picture. I needed a picture. And I was tired of posting the same 3 ones. Year of the Horse in 2 Mondays. Oh, okay, so it's 2 weeks from now. I don't know why I thought it was this weekend. No, because this weekend is nothing, I guess. No, this weekend is Valentine's Day. What are we? We're the 9th. This upcoming weekend is Valentine's Day. And then, okay, so it's after Valentine's Day. It's 3 days after Valentine's Day. Ah, okay. Understood. You guys use my memes like 8 times every time I say yes, please do, and it never happens. I will use them from now on. I will use these for going live tweets. This is the going live fodder. Yeah, I forgot today was Monday, so I guess it's next week. Yeah, I'm like confused. I'm confused because I think Monday is a statutory holiday. This upcoming Monday is a statutory holiday. So I think that's gonna throw me off a lot. But yeah, did you know today's... But yeah, no, next Monday, actually, now that I think of it, I should probably mention, I will probably not be streaming next Monday because there are friends coming in from out of town. They are friends that you might know, but I don't think they've ever formally said anything online yet, so I will not disclose their identities. But you probably are familiar with them. In fact, I'm actually gonna check on Twitch because I'm pretty sure one of them has like, you know the statistics things where they're like, oh yeah, this is like how many like thing you have in common with other channels, like a viewership in common. I think one of the friends that's coming has a lot of viewership in common with me. Where do I find this information? Is it in... Oh, it's probably in Discovery. I think we do, in fact, have crossover. Oh, Fran talked about it on stream. She talked about it on her full February schedule. Oh, oops, really? Okay. Outing myself as a fake Zia Xenos fan. I was working here. Can't show up to everyone's streams. I got a job. Oh, I should probably start the game. Also lied again. Horse Year is Tuesday. Like tomorrow or next Tuesday? Senpai, ikimashou. Yes, good luck, have fun, you too. Inugami kodo ne. No. I think it would take a lot of time for her to come to Canada. Also, hi, hello pizza is yes. Yummy pizza. New Eggy had a job. I made art just to commemorate it. Yes, the brief window of time of Egg Floyd. Egg Floyd. But yeah, I had to do urgent groceries today. Oh yeah, I had to buy a giant bottle of mirin because I was like, I saw the giant bottle and I was like, I don't know, I don't think I need that much. Do you have a smaller bottle? And then I looked at the shelf for a smaller bottle, and the other bottle they had was like this like really tiny one, and I'm like, okay, no, I need a medium bottle, but they didn't have any medium bottles in stock. I even listened to what you say. The background has a few. True! Yeah, it does. We are on... I work on the big number floor of a building. Like, I can't be too specific, otherwise people are gonna look into, like, what buildings in this area would have, like, this many floors or more. Real mirin? Probably. I don't know. Is there fake mirin? What's the biggest number you can think of? Infinity? Or like, do you mean as like floors of a building? Because like, I don't think a building can have infinity floors. What is the tallest building? I imagine it's probably like, what, like 80 stories or something? Work on the second floor? No, it's a big number. It's in the double digits. It's in the double digits of floors. The building I work in has enough floors that they have to do the thing where, like, the elevators, they'll have, like, one elevator that goes to, like, the bottom half of the building and another elevator that goes to the top of the building. Or, like, to the top half of the building. Because otherwise, everybody would just be, like, spending like, if you work on one of the higher floors, you'd be spending, like, 9,000 years waiting for the elevator to come. It has that many floors. The building has floors. Plural. You know, the office I work in, it has a floor, it has a ceiling. There are many floors below it, as well as, like, several above it as well. There are windows. There are computers. There are multiple printers. Some only do black and white, and some of them do color as well. So there are computers. There's paper. There are pens and pencils. There are doors. The office has doors. In fact, some of them you even need a key card to access. Fun thing, elevator algorithms are used to optimize getting as many people to from different floors as possible. Otherwise, floor 1 goes to 40, to 2 to 39. Yeah, I know that it's like... Well, isn't it just like in the order of like... You know, like if... Like it's not... Like if a bunch of people need to go to floor 3 and the elevator's on its way to floor 6, like it's not just gonna skip floor 3 just because a floor 6 person pressed the button first, right? Doxable info. Got it, her office is in Easter Island. Gotta, like, reverse dox myself by telling people where I don't live. Just give, like, a long list of where I don't live. It's like, okay, so I don't live in the jungle. So note that down. I do not live in the desert. I don't live in the southern hemisphere. You got that? I hope that's not too much information to give out. Daily non-docs. Each stream you name a town you don't live in. Yeah, it's like, you know what? I don't live in Paris. You know what? I'll get you a second one today. Where else don't I live? Where's a good place to not live? What's a good example of a place I don't live? It's not place Japan. True. I do not live in Japan at the moment. Maybe someday. Not now. I do not live in South Korea. I do not live in Singapore. I do not live there. You can try to look for me there, but you will not find me. I do not live in the United States of America. I do not live in Portland, Oregon. I do not live in Siberia. Yeah, reverse Waldo. Do not find Eggy. Yeah, where isn't Waldo? She's not in Saskatchewan? I don't know. Have you looked? Have you checked? Actually, Eggy may or may not live in Manitoba. There are no people in Manitoba, so there's nobody around to check. Until somebody goes to Manitoba, we have no way of knowing if the Eggy does or does not live in Manitoba. Eggy lives in Alert. I checked the 2 people that live there. They never heard of you? Okay. I do not live in Alaska. I don't live there. I don't live... Where are more places I don't live? I do not live in the Philippines. I do not live in Australia. I do not live in France. I do not live in Spain. The Manitoba residence riddle. Half the population tells the truth, the other half lies. Both people are cold. Unless the lying party is lying about being cold. She might be in Regina. I don't know, we'll have to send somebody there to prove it. I do not live in New York City. The process of elimination docs. You got somebody sitting there, they're like, you know, we'll be able to figure out eventually if she just keeps listing places. I don't know. There's a lot of places in the world, you know? And I don't think it's even possible for somebody to, like, go to most of them within their lifetime. I don't live in Antarctica. That's another important one, just for you guys to keep in mind. No matter how much I complain about the cold weather, I do not live in Antarctica. I don't think she lives in my favorite town, Paw Paw, Illinois. That can't be a... I don't know. I was gonna say that can't be a real place, but then, like, after visiting the last time I visited the States, I'm like, I don't think anywhere in America is a real place. Apparently, I've been told there's, like, a chain of grocery stores called Piggly Wiggly. Which I refuse to believe that that's real. Like, I'm convinced, like, somebody must be messing with me. Somebody must be messing with me. There's no way that you're... There's no way. And it's like a normal grocery store too, apparently. Like, it's not even like a silly, like, Chuck E. Cheese themed grocery store, apparently. It's just like a normal store where you go to buy groceries. Yeah, let me just go to the Piggly Wiggly. That can't be real. That can't be real. Like, I don't know. Meijer, Publix, Kroger... Even Trader Joe's. Those all sound like real grocery stores. I refuse to believe in Piggly Wiggly. Yes, congratulations! Congratulations on winning! Give it up for third place round 3, let's go! Okay. I think right now I need to do the thing that you guys love when I do, and that's when I get up and leave. um, you guys are gonna get. Oh god, I have so much stuff packed in. Do I even still have the Oh, hello.
Melvin Supreme has planted 5 flowers.
Melvin Supreme. Thank you for planting 5 new eggplants. Thank you for planting Jeff Gears and Timinator 193 and Kanusaru and Spitfire 703 and Novi Bear. Thank you for planting them. Nice and good. Thank you. It's a bit funny to hear people question the reality of Piggly Wiggly since I live near one. To be fair, as a Canadian, I'm also really accustomed to people questioning the existence of No Name brand. So maybe we're even in that sense. But yeah, hold on. But yes, thank you. Thank you for planting 5 new eggplants. Let me, oh, good. I had to, like, dig to find, to find this OBS source. Here we go. But I will be back momentarily. Please enjoy whatever face I'm about to make. I might have to pause the music. Hold on. Here we go. I will be back momentarily. Evening. Hello. Hello. I am no longer a washroom. Let's bring back the music. Yes. Hello, X-Rock. Hello, X-Rock. Good evening. It's a bit funny to hear people question the reality of Piggly Wiggly since I live near one. Once again, I'm still, like, again. Like, I refuse to believe that. That can't be the name of a real store, you know? To be fair, I don't know. What do we have here that people might laugh at? I've seen some people think that Farm Boy is a funny name for a grocery store. I guess maybe because it kind of sounds like Femboy. I remember Bodega thought that was a little bit funny. But I don't know, Farm Boy is pretty normal, I think. It's kind of like Trader Joe's. Femboys, Trader Hoes. No, but like, what are other... No, I'm trying to think, do we have anything... Do we have a ridiculous sounding store name that's like common here? I feel like all our stores here have like normal names. You know? Like, Loblaws, that's a very normal name. Or... Freshco. Superstore. No Frills. Those are all very normal names for a store to be. There used to be Fuddruckers. Okay, no, that can't be a real one. That can't be a real one. Nah, eventually you guys are just gonna start messing with me. It was a restaurant type place? Oh, okay, it wasn't a grocery store. It wasn't a grocery store. Yeah, I'm trying to think, do we have any like weird names here where like if I say it people will go like, what? I mean, I guess, I don't know. Do you guys have Manchu Wok in the States? Manchu Wok, it's wok as in like the frying pan, not wok as in like the thing you do with your legs. But it's like kind of the default food court Chinese restaurant that every mall seems to have. It's either that or Shanghai 360. That seems to be like the dominant. We have Panda Express here. It's just like not very common because I think those other two just kind of dominated the market. I can't think of a Canada-wide grocery chain that's extremely odd. I mean, oh, Canada, I know what Pizza Pizza. Fair, okay, that is fair. The Pizza was absolutely invented before search engine optimization was a thing. Because it's like absolutely the worst possible SEO. But, Loblaws is kind of close. It's kind of two gibberish syllables. I don't know, I guess like, the thing with Loblaws is like, wasn't it like some guy's name? Like, wasn't his name like Bob Loblaw or something? I guess there's also Sobeys, which I'm gonna assume was like somebody else's name. I remember once when I was a kid, there was like one time the Sobeys near our house, like the two S's, like the lights, it was at night and like the two S's in it went out. So then everything that was left was just said, obey. There's just like a big sign at the grocery store that says, obey. Yeah, Pizza Pizza stood out to me the first time I'd seen it. Yeah, I guess, yeah, now that I think of it, Pizza Pizza is so common here, I forget that it's only a Canadian thing. I can't even sing the jingle because it will, like, dox where I live. The thing, okay, so Pizza Pizza's one of their things, at least when I was a kid, it's probably still this way, is that the phone number for delivery would always end in 1111. Like, it'd be like 1111. So, but the first three digits would vary based on your area, right? So, like, it would always be like, so the jingle would be like, number, 1111, call Pizza Pizza, hey. And that's, but yeah, like, the first three digits would be different in every city, pretty much. Or at least every area. The guy's name was Theodore Loblaw. Okay, so it wasn't Bob Loblaw. Where did I get Bob Loblaw? Bob Loblaw is definitely like a guy who exists. I just don't remember what he did. Yeah, learn about Pizza later on. We only had Pizza 73 out west here. Pizza 73? What happened to the first 72 of them? Because what do we have? We had Pizza, we have... I mean, I guess we still have, like, Domino's. We have Papa John's, but it's not very common. That's from Arrested Development. Bob Blah Blah. Okay, so Bob Blah Blah is a guy who exists. I wasn't making him up. He does exist. Okay. He just has nothing to do with Canadian supermarket chain Loblaws. Okay. I don't know, I guess No Frills is sort of a silly name. Again, not as silly as Piggly Wiggly, like... I visit Toronto and Montreal for the Mahjong tournaments. The hosts are always very nice. Of course. If you're coming to jong with us, they will be polite and nice and good. Yeah, no, there's gotta be another silly Canadian thing. I don't know. I know we have a lot... People were talking about this on Twitter recently. We have a lot of restaurants that are, like, named after a place, but don't actually sell a thing that that place is famous for, if that makes sense. Like, we have, like, New York fries, which I guess New York fries is sort of, like... They do, in fact, sell French fries in New York, but, like, New York fries mostly does poutine. Then we have Boston Pizza, which... I don't know if Boston's particularly well known for its pizza, but... There's Boston Pizza. There's Swiss Chalet, which does rotisserie chicken, which I'm not sure is what Switzerland is known for. What's the other one? I think it's like St. Louis Bar and Grill, which I kind of forgot that St. Louis is like a place. But yeah, they mostly do, it's just like normal sports bar stuff. What else? There's gotta be another one. I feel like there's another important one that I'm just like totally forgetting about. Throwing hands with Boston Pizza the next time I can. It's not worth it. It's alright pizza. It's very mid. It's generic. Oh, Montana's. That's the other one I was thinking of. Montana's. It's a like steak place. Not like, it's like regular dine-in, sit-in restaurant with kind of a cowboy theme. Yeah, New York fries used to be known for just the fries and like hot dogs on the side back before poutine became popular. Really? I feel like whenever I've gone, it's like always for the poutine. I feel like that's most of their menu now. We're doing the American names for Canada food places thing. Yep. I mean, it was also funny because I remember like in the past year or two, they have to keep putting up signs to remind people that they are in fact Canadian. Like, especially, I remember the last time I went to Boston Pizza. They were like, oh yeah, we might have an American city name, but we are in fact Canadian owned and operated. Please don't stop eating here. Yeah. New York fries is a bottom tier poutine. The gravy is weird and the cheese curds aren't great. Really? I'm surprised that the cheese curds and the gravy are your complaint, because my complaint is that, like, New York fries don't taste like fries. They taste like French fry shaped baked potatoes, and I don't know what they do. Like, I don't know how they manage to accomplish that, but they don't really taste, like, they don't taste the way you would expect from a French fry, you know? Lone Star Texas Grill. Yeah! But that's sort of like Tex-Mex, right? That's like Texican Mexican. So it sort of counts, I guess. No, I like a poutine from Wendy's way more than New York fries. I haven't tried the Wendy's one yet. I tried the McDonald's one once, and it was like it was disappointing. Like, I found the gravy and the curds were like fine, but the problem is that McDonald's fries are just like way too thin cut to like support gravy and curds. So it just became very gloppy very quickly because, like, at least New York fries cuts theirs a bit thicker, right? I just think like McDonald's fries just kind of aren't built for that. Lone Star is like steaks too, I think. Maybe I'm mixing it up with a different one. Yeah, I still haven't tried the fast food poutines. Yeah, like, well, I mean, honestly, most of them kind of just exist. I don't know how often people actually order poutine from fast food places. I feel like at this point, if you want poutine, it's better to just go to like a place that does poutine. rather than to try to, like, you know, order from McDonald's and then get disappointed. I wonder, now that I think of it, I'm like trying to think of like all the places that might have poutine here. Because like I know McDonald's does it, New York Fries does it, Wendy's does it. Does Taco Bell do it? I don't think Taco Bell will do it. What about KFC? Maybe KFC might? I don't think Taco Bell would. I mean, they should because it would be funny, but I don't think they do. McDonald's poutine must have been a limited time thing because they don't have it here. Really? Because I think they always have it here. Maybe it's like a regional thing. Because I feel like it's like it's under the fries menu. Like it's not like considered an entree in itself. It's considered a side, which is weird because it's like 800 calories. But yeah, I think they have them. Harvey's does a poutine, I think. Yeah, but Harvey's is Canadian. Which I did not learn until I watched How I Met Your Mother when I was 18 and got a Netflix subscription. That was the first time on the show, like, there was like a big reveal that a character's Canadian, and it's like they mentioned Harvey's. I'm like, wait, Harvey's is Canadian? I don't know. I'm trying to remember the last time I've been to a Harvey's too. Like, they're still in business, so I know somebody must be eating there. Are there any like diehard Harvey's stands in the chat who can explain? Taco Bell doesn't, KFC does, Arby's, Harvey's, Wendy's, McDonald's, Mary Brown's, Burger King. Well, Mary Brown's is also Canadian, isn't it? I do like Harvey's. I don't know, I think my thing with Harvey's is that, like, they're always kind of out of the way. Like, I feel like they're always, like, they don't put them in malls. They kind of just put them, like, in the parking lots of malls. Like, they're just, like, far enough out of the way that you're like, eh. But I don't know, maybe that's their strategy. Maybe the people who, like, are willing to walk across the parking lot to Harvey's are, like, really, really dedicated. Yeah, I do like Harvey's. Harvey's has a different texture to the burgers, and I love it. I guess I'll have to try it again, because I think the last time I had Harvey's, I think I was probably, like... I was a child. I don't know how old of a child I was, but I was definitely a child. Well, actually, no, maybe I think... Actually, no, it's a lie. I think... Well, I mean, I was in high school, so that still counts as a child. I was an adolescent child. I think that was the last time I had Harvey's. But yeah, I've had Mary Brown's. It was okay, but I was told that what I ordered was, like, not their best work. Like, I think I ordered, like, a tender or something, which I was told was, like, not what people usually get from Mary Brown's. Missed the free burger day from Harvey's. Wait, what? I'm like, I don't remember this, but also maybe my parents just, like, didn't want to go to Harvey's. But yeah, I think, what else? There's gotta be another fast food place that does poutine, I think. I mean, I've been to, like, hot pot places that do poutine, though. Now that I think of it. Oh. I wonder if the Heidi Laos in Canada do poutine. I need to check that, because I've definitely been to hot pot places where they're like, they have french fries just as, like, a thing you can order, and some of them will be like, oh yeah, we can make it as a poutine if you want. Harvey's used to have to day every year to get a free burger. Free burger. I'm guessing they don't do that anymore. I don't know. I seem to remember Harvey's, like... was, like... I don't... Maybe it was just, like, my local Harvey's, but I feel like they used to sponsor a lot of, like, school stuff. But maybe I'm misremembering. Or maybe it was just my school specifically. Poutine at Heidi Lao. Yeah, I need to check the menu. I'm pretty sure... I wonder if the Heidi Lao's here. Because I've definitely been to, like, hot pot... or, like, very much not poutine places that serve poutine here. I will look at the menu and get back to you on that. Yeah, I don't know, I'm trying to think, maybe also... I feel like Harvey's was, like, a thing more when I was a kid. Like, okay, have sworn... Maybe I heard he's just local stuff like that. I know Tim Hortons did kids soccer stuff. I don't know about now though. I feel like Tim Hortons for me when I was a kid, Tim Hortons was sponsoring every like kids hockey team. Which I guess makes sense. But yeah, I think maybe yeah, Harvey's was maybe just like sponsoring a lot of local stuff because I feel like that was like common enough. Yeah, Tim sponsors a lot of kids sports. Yeah. And I think I'm trying to remember because I feel like when I was a kid, did you guys, again, this might be another Canadian thing I'm bringing up. Did you guys go to have like a library reading program? Because I think ours, like we had one in our city and it was like a board game where it was like every time you would visit the library and then you would like roll the dice and then you would like land on a space on the board and like that space would tell you what to do. So sometimes it was like, this week you have to like read a book, or it was always something like, it was, I guess, to get kids involved with their local library. So it was always like something from the library. So sometimes it'd be like, you have to read a chapter book or read a graphic novel, or you like borrow a CD, and then you would have to write like a little, I guess, book report or like, I don't know, CD report. Like you'd have to write a report about it. And then they had like, sometimes they would have two different options. Like one would be for older kids and one for younger kids in case it was something that's like too complicated for the younger kids to do. I feel like there was like, because you would get prizes from that too. Like, I think certain spaces would get you bigger prizes, but usually, yeah, you would get like a big prize and a small prize. And like the small prize was usually like a candy or like a really like cheap little rubber toy thing. But usually the big prizes were nice. I feel like maybe there was some kind of like, not like a gift card, but like a coupon for something free from like some local fast food place. Maybe it was Harvey's. Because I definitely remember some of the prizes were like you could get like day passes for like, I guess sort of things to do in the area. So you get like a day pass for like a museum or something. Stuff like that. But yeah, I remember that was like, me and my sister, they run it in the summer. So like me and my sister, we would be doing that like every summer. And I think every year they would have like a theme too. Like, you'd be like, oh yeah, usually it wouldn't really affect anything. It would just be like, here's the board. It looks like space. Or it looks like undersea. Or it looks like the jungle kind of thing. But yeah, it's a summer kids program thing. Yeah, just kind of like, I guess, a thing for like kids to do in the summer. And it was fun because, yeah, it was just like, you get prizes for, well, I mean, for me, it was more just like, I'm getting prizes for something I was going to do anyway. Because I was already very library child. But, yeah, it was just like, okay, if I read a book, which I was going to do anyway, and then like write a little report about it, then I get prizes. Or if again, playing Mahjong, what are you, a girl? No. Oh boy, I have some news for you. I'll have you know I went to the library as a child. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was like, okay, read, like, some of them were like, read a chapter book, or like, read, like, a graphic novel, or read like a fantasy book, or like, read a book in a specific genre, or some of them were like, borrow a DVD, or, borrow a CD, or, where's some of the other ones? Yeah, it was always something about like, you know, you had to borrow something from the library, or read something, or, yeah. Dang, the library, she must be a girl. It's like, only girls would go to the library, as we all know. Boys never went to the library. They just woke up at age 13, suddenly literate. Good, you weren't a girl. You're a grill. I'm a grill. Put the egg on the grill. I'm getting grilled here tonight. Here. But yeah. I was library child. I try my best to be library adult, but I don't know. It's not working the same. Girls or boys don't go to libraries, only grills do. You get to the library, it's just a bunch of barbecues just lined up there. They're all like checking out their books, paying their late fees. Library scares me. I'd have to register for a card and that sounds like a hassle. It's not really that much of a hassle, I would say. Like, there are... Out of all the things you can open up a card for, I'd say the library is like one of the least burdensome ones. Like, I'd say opening up a credit card is probably more complicated than opening up a library card. Because I think the only thing... Because, like, it doesn't cost you anything. Or at least it shouldn't in most places. You do have to renew it. I think I need to renew my library card soon. You do have to renew them, I think, usually every once in a while. I feel like usually it's 1 year, but I feel like that kind of changes for each city, but yeah. No, registering for a card, it is not difficult. My problem is that once you have a card, I guess I don't have to go to the library because like a lot of libraries will have like audiobooks, like, or ebooks. So like if you go on their website, you can like borrow audiobooks and ebooks. So I guess you technically don't have to go to the library, but like if you want the actual books, you do. But yeah, no, do not be afraid of the library. I was born in the library, raised by it. I was molded by the library. And yet somehow I am really bad at librarying now. I guess beware of late fees, but that's about it. I feel like that's the only way the library can meaningfully hurt you. Mine advertises some digital benefits, but you still need a library card. Check, actually, if there is digital benefits. I know my local library does this. Check if they have digital cards. Because I know my library has like a way where you can sign up for a card that is only for the digital services, but it also means you don't actually have to go to a location to actually, like, get the book, you know? Like, it's only for, like, ebooks, but on the other hand, you don't actually have to go to the library to sign up. Check if they have it. Not all cities have it, but I know at least EGGY City does. Yeah, I stopped going because it was out of the way for me. Yeah, it's not that far for me. It's just, like... Again, time for everybody check off walkable cities on your EGGY bingo card. It's not that they're far away, it's just that they're like just a little too far to be convenient to walk to. Like the biggest branch near me, like it's technically I can walk there, but it's not like a particularly pleasant walk. And like there is a way to get there from the other side, but like it closes early in the evening because it involves like cutting through another building. So it's not far, it's just like kind of a pain to get to. I guess there's another one that I can just like take a bus to, but that one's smaller. That one's smaller. But yeah, even if I don't go to the library, it is important to have a library. Go to your local library. They might even have books on Mahjong. I don't know. They probably do. It's fine, I guess. Yeah, walking would be too far, but biking is probably doable for me. Still a little far. Yeah. I think also too is that like the things I'm looking for at the library are almost never at my local library, but it's also like I don't know if I want them bad enough to place a hold, you know? Because like I don't know, I remember when I was a kid I used to place holds all the time, but now I'm like it seems burdensome. I mean, I guess it's like at least for EGGY City, they now will charge you if you don't pick up your holds. Because they're like, come on, we had to spend like the gas money to get this book here. But yeah, they didn't do that when I was a kid. But also I would always pick up my holds. So maybe they did and I just like never found out. But No, I think one thing I miss is like the library when I was a kid in the city where I lived. Their hold system, basically, one thing that they kind of allowed you to do was basically like pre-order a library book. So basically, like, they would add books into the system not when they received them, but when they ordered them. Or when they were in the process of ordering them, I guess. So basically, if there was like a highly anticipated book, you could place a hold on it so that you would be one of the first people to get it when they did get it into their system. Which was helpful because it's like, yeah, you can get yours faster, but it also means that the library can like look at how many people are placing a hold on a thing and like use that to determine how many copies they should get. So yeah, it was kind of, it worked both ways. And then I moved to a city that didn't do that. Like they would only add books to their system like after they like officially received them, which was less fun. You couldn't pre-order a book. You had to like wait for it to come out and for them to add it into their system. And it's like, come on, guys. The library in the city, in the province, in the country, on the continent, where Eggy lives, yes. Sorry to dox myself, but I do live in a city that has libraries. Libraries plural, in fact. There's more than one of them. She never said what planet she's not from. I not to dox myself, but I do live on Earth. I do live on Earth. I can also say, I live on Earth, but I don't live in the ocean, so I think that should narrow it down quite a bit. Earth? This must be a strong broadcast. Where are you? You in space? We got eggplants in the International Space Station. Yes, land-based egg. Yes, I live on land. I do not live on a boat. She's not an Atlantean. No, I am in fact not a fish. I am not a fish. I do live on land. Would you live on a boat? Not for very long. Maybe for like a few weeks just to say that I did it, but I feel like there's probably some very obvious downsides to living in a boat. Egglantis, yes. The sunken carton. But yeah, I don't know. I guess being on a cruise ship could be kind of cool. I remember when I graduated spa school, that was something people told me that, like, you could do that. Like, a lot of people do that. Because, like, especially, like, cruise ships, they always need people, you know, because people on cruise ships are, they're getting their nails done. They're getting their relaxation stuff, spa stuff. So, like, usually estheticians on cruise ships is, like, a pretty common thing. And they're like, yeah, that's a thing you could do, and then I never did it. I was talking to one person at a previous job, actually. I was talking to somebody who worked on cruise ships, because her thing was, like, hospitality. I think that's what she studied. And she was saying how she worked on cruise ships for, like, 11 years. Because, like, basically how it works is that, like, you would renew your contract. Like, basically, like, they would hire you on for a boat for, like, you know, 6 months, not 6, but, like, 8 months or so at a time. And the thing is, she's like, she just kept being like, okay, just one more contract. Okay, just one more. And then 11 years had passed. So, I don't know. I'm like, I guess that is a thing that can happen. That is a thing that is available for you to do. I guess it depends. Some of those houseboats look nice. Yeah, I just don't know what, like, the internet would be like on those, you know? I just can't imagine the connection would be very good. I bet those London houseboats are just more expensive, harder to maintain apartments. Yeah. Well, I feel like it's like one of those things where it's like, I feel like if you're gonna live on a boat, you have to be the kind of person who's really dedicated to being on a boat. Like, you can't just casually live on a boat. Like, you have to commit your life and soul and being to living on a boat, you know? It's like the tiny home people, you know? You can't just be like a normal person who lives in a tiny house. Like, you have, your whole life is now all about tiny houses. Yeah, plus no wired internet. Yeah, like, I'd have concerns about, like, the connection.
Dong.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I would live on a boat for, like, a little while. I don't think I would want it long term. I do like being on boats. I just don't know if I'd want to live on one, you know? Because then it stops being special. Like, I'm trying to remember the last time I was on a boat for, like, a significant period of time. And I think that might have been Japan. Like, they have a ferry that goes from Kansai Airport to Kobe Airport. That's like half an hour. It's going through, like, Osaka Bay. And I think that's the last time I was on a boat for more than, like, 5 minutes. I mean, I guess I was on another boat more recently, but again, the boat ride itself was, like, 2 minutes. And, like, I think I spent more time waiting for the boat to leave than I did actually, like, riding the boat. So, yeah. But yeah, I like being on boats. I like boats. I enjoy being on boats. But then again, I also don't get a lot of opportunities to go on boats. Wow. You live in tiny house, your person needs to be tiny house too. That's the rule. It's the rule. You were in Kobe? I forgot whether it was that or Osaka. I was in Kobe. Are you baiting me? Are you baiting me into this? I feel like I've mentioned it enough times. I didn't get a ferry trip in Japan. Well, I mean, to be fair, it was specific circumstances. Because it was cheaper for me at the time. I don't know if the prices are still the same. It was cheaper for me to fly to Osaka and then stay in Osaka for a few days. Because basically when I came to Japan, right, I was going as a student. I was going to be living in a dorm, but there was a gap of a few days between when I landed and when I was able to check into my dorm. So it seemed to be cheaper at the time to land and, like, go to Kansai Airport in Osaka and then stay a few days in Osaka and then go to Kobe from there. So that's why I took a boat. Because Kobe Airport and Kansai Airport are, like, just, like, right across the bay from each other. So it's about half-hour boat ride between them, and they have a ferry, so. Fuyuki City-ish? I have no idea what you're talking about. Isn't that the city from Fate? Isn't that the city from Fate? But yeah, I'm sure there's probably other places in Japan that have ferries that go back and forth from places. I mean, I've been told that there are some like locations in Fate that are, like, very heavily inspired by places in Kobe. Yeah, the city in Fate Stay Night is modeled after Kobe. Yeah, I remember Takako posted about this. So, you know how in Fate there's, like, a bridge? There's, like, this, like, famous bridge. It's, like, red and it has, like, a walking pathway. I think that bridge, if I remember correctly. So, I don't know. I think I can I don't know. Is it doxing myself to say, like, where I used to live? Because, like, I don't live there anymore. So, I don't know. I guess I can, I don't know, dox myself for time travelers if they want to go back in the past and find me. But, so I lived close to that bridge. Like, I passed that bridge every day on a train, and I didn't even realize what it was. Like, I remember Takako posting pictures a while back of, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do, like, a Fate pilgrimage, and I'm gonna go to all these, like, different places from Fate, and one of them was the bridge, and I'm like, wait a second. I pass by that thing, like, every day. On train, which is maybe why I didn't recognize it at all. It was on the train. I never actually tried walking the bridge. Like, I know that was like a thing you could do, which is surprising. But yeah, like, there was a side that was like had the train tracks for like the port liner, and then there was like car roads for cars and such, and then there was a footpath. Like, there was a sidewalk. I never walked. I'm trying to think of what situation I would have needed to walk. I guess maybe if I would have like missed the last port liner. I did a bit of Yakuza tourism on my trip, spent a few days in Kabukicho and the Dotenbori. Yeah! You went to the big Osaka sign. Yes, thanks for the game. Thank you for playing. Thank you. But yeah, I think Kobe is also, to a lesser extent, also Persona 3 territory. Where I was living, actually, Port Island, like, basically the location of Persona 3 is also kind of inspired by Kobe. Because they also have Port Island, and they have something that's, like, similar to Roko Island. Apparently, if you, like, put the maps on top of each other, the school that they go to in Persona 3 is, like, where that would be on the island is in IKEA. So, I guess Persona 3, like, the characters all go to school at IKEA. There is actually a high school on the island somewhere, I think. But I don't think, like, it matches... I don't think the location matches up with where it is in the game. And also, I don't think they have a dorm. I mean, I guess there is a dorm on that island because that's where I live there, but it's for the university. It's not for high schoolers. Although I guess there is actually a university campus. I think Kobe University does have a campus there. But I think it's only for like weirdly specific. I think there was like a medical school on the island too. There was some kind of campus, but it was only for like very specific topics. Like, it wasn't like I think it was like medicine and marine biology or something. Like, it was like the Iwatodai dorm music at the IKEA show floor displays. They did actually have, while I was there, they did have like a Persona event going on. But it was in Kobe. It was in like mainland Kobe. I don't think there was anything on Port Island that was participating. Yeah. But yeah, that was... Lately, sometimes I like go and watch videos. You know when people do like walkarounds of places? There aren't that many of Port Island because there's not that much these days on Port Island. But I don't know, it is nice because like there's things that Google Maps misses because they're like not next to the road that other places will have video footage of, and I'm like, yeah, I like that. I don't know. I want to go back and visit there, but like with friends or family, so I can drag them to like all my very boring places. I don't know, I'd be a terrible Japan tour guide. I'd be like, we're going to the grocery store so we can buy tea for 60 yen. Like, oh, look at this guy paying 200 yen to get his green tea from a vending machine. I know a better place. You can still get cold tea, and it's gonna cost like a fraction of that. I don't know, I'm actually surprised at how many people I've talked to who have like taken trips to Japan but never gone into a grocery store. Because like, I guess most of what you need, if you're not cooking, then like most of what you need is gonna come from a konbini, right? So I guess, and I feel like grocery stores also too, they're like, they're not as immediately apparent as they are here, I think. Because like here, I think if you go to a grocery store, right, it's gonna be like a giant building with like a giant parking lot in front. But I feel like the ones in Japan kind of blend in a bit better. Like they'll be like in the basement area of something, right? So like they'll be like, you know, a main street entrance, but if you miss it, then you just like don't realize that the grocery store is there. This happened to me multiple times. Or in malls. Yeah, that too, that too. Or like, yeah, just like little shopping centers. Like, I'm trying to think, because like, the two that were closest to me, one of them was inside, like, not really, I wouldn't call it a mall, but it was like a shopping center. One of them was in one of those. And then the second one was like across the street. I think that one might be closed now, actually. I think it might have closed down. But it's like it was also like one of those things that like I would have just walked right by it. Like the entrance was pretty narrow. And again, this was like when I first got there, I was very surprised by like the parking lots being like underground or in the back. So I was like, oh, where's the grocery store? I don't see the grocery store. But yeah, this is the dorm I stayed at mostly. Yeah, here's the kombini I used to go to. Here's the other kombini I used to go to. Here's the one I would go to if the first two didn't have the thing I was looking for. Here is the very basic Famiresu I would always go to. Here's the other restaurant that serves like Japanese food that I would go to if I didn't feel like eating at the Famiresu. Here is... what else was there? Here is IKEA. Here's the big IKEA. Here is my campus. Actually, okay, in theory, actually, I think you don't have to be a student to eat in a school cafeteria. So, like, in theory, I could probably just, like, if I go at the right time of day, I could probably just, like, go back and eat at the cafeteria. And it would be inexpensive. Here's a museum I could have gone to if it existed back then. Oh yeah, I guess there was a museum that was like nearby. It was closed for COVID, so I never got to go to it. Yeah, I'm jealous. Yeah, I'll go. I mean, technically, if you go to Japan, I don't know if all schools work like this, but I think most of them do. Like, you don't actually have to be a student to eat at the school cafeteria. You can pay in cash, and it's fine. Like, I don't know, at my school cafeteria, like, it would be mostly students, but ever so often you'd see, like, a family of 4 walk through. Or, like, you know, an old person that I guess was just, like, in the area. I tried paying cash for the cafeteria at my university, it was like 38 USD for one person. What? Maybe, do they, like, subsidize it for the students there, maybe? Because, yeah, I think the prices were the same, regardless of whether or not you were a student there. Because, like, unless you were paying with your student card, which some people did, I didn't, but some people could, like, unless you were paying with your student card, they had no way of knowing whether you were a student, right? Like, I could have just been some random lady. I could have just been some random lady walking through. But... Hear about the Bakshin incident? What? The incident? French phrase. Au Japon, tu peux manger à une cafétéria d'université. Thank you for your redeem. Merci, merci. If you included a meal plan, it was basically part of your tuition. Ah, okay, yeah. No, I think for the cafeteria in Japan, I think it was not part of a meal plan, but it was still really inexpensive. Like it wasn't like super high quality, like this isn't like gourmet food, but like, you know, if you wanted something that was like inexpensive and warm and yummy and freshly made, then like, yeah, cafeteria. The gift that got super popular Bakshin so much that Side Games gave the model a new outfit. That wasn't the model a new outfit. That wasn't real. That was like someone memeing, wasn't it? That wasn't real. I don't think that was real. I'm pretty sure that was just like someone making a joke. No, wait, it's real? Are you baiting me into opening Uma Musume? Hold on. I'm gonna open it right now. I have Bakshin. Let me see. I'm being baited here. That was real apparently? No, I think you might just be easily fooled. Because here's the thing, I saw a screenshot of someone being like, LMAO, they changed the design, but I did not see an actual official tweet. I saw a screenshot. That was not real. Let me prove it. You guys hear it from my phone? Let's see. Let's see. Let me pull up. Oops. How do I? What's the quickest way to pull up Backsheen? Trainee list. Backsheen. I have Backsheen. Where is she? Hold on, how do I see the whole Uma? Oh, maybe I go to profiles? Archive? Trainer notes. I think that has a picture of the whole Uma. The entire Uma. Let's see. Wrong. 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 Her arms are still exposed. Her arms are still fully exposed. Fully exposed arms. Hold on, let me just get my daily carrots. Here we go. Alright, enough of that. Wrong. Wrong. Incorrect. I can't believe you come into my chat and spread misinformation. Hello, also good evening, Bahuimi. Coming into my chat, spreading misinformation. Unbelievable. But yeah, you can eat in a cafeteria in Japan, and it will be yummy and also very inexpensive. Like, I don't think I ever spent more than like 1,000 yen at the cafeteria, now that I think of it. Like, even if I got like a huge meal, like I was eating way too much. I was eating way too much. Way too much. And I was still never spent more than like 1,000 yen, I think, for a meal there. Like, I was getting like, you know, a main dish and like at least 2 or 3 sides and a dessert and sometimes also something to drink. And again, that was still like under 1,000 yen. Yeah, it's very easy to eat for less than like 1,000 yen per meal. Yeah, because it's like, honestly, I could have saved even more money and probably eaten a bit healthier. Like, unironically, I could have just gotten like onsen tamago, rice, and maybe like a vegetable. And that probably would have only cost me like maybe 400 yen. You're a growing girl, you need the nutrients. I was growing too much. Not in the ways I wanted to. I'm trying to ungrow here still. But yeah, no, I mean, I guess, yeah, in Japan, like, it is easy to eat for less than 1,000 yen. Like, will it be good is a different question, but... Because, like, I don't know, I guess Saizeriya, usually most of the stuff was under 1,000 yen. I saw something recently where somebody tried to figure out, like, if you order everything on the Saizeriya menu all at once, how much would it cost? And I think it only came up to, like, what would basically be, like, I think it was, like, 128,000 yen. Or not 128,000. It was, like, the equivalent of about, like, $128 here. Like, it was, like, really, it was, like... And that's for, like, literally everything. Although, I don't know if that counts, like, the drinks. Because, like, I don't know if, like, if you got, like, all the wines by the bottle. Or, like... Yeah. Yeah, it was 100... Yeah, 12,800 yen. Yeah, like, it was not expensive to order, like, one of everything at Sai. If you go into Saizeriya and order, like, one of everything. Yeah, that's not bad depending on how many items and item size. I mean, Saizeriya stuff, like, it's not... the portions are... I imagine there's probably some level of shrinkflation going on, because they don't seem to want to change their prices, because that's kind of what they're known for, is just being, like, absolutely, like, dirt cheap. But I imagine there's probably some level of shrinkflation going on, but even when I would go, like, again, I would also eat like I'm trying to, like, bulk up for the winter. And I would also... I don't think I ever spent more than 2,000 yen there at a time. Like, usually I feel like I would order, like, an entree of some kind. So either, like, a pizza or doria. And then I would usually get the carrot salad. And then I would get drink bars, so it was, like, an extra 250 yen. And then maybe, like, a dessert. So that's, like, you know, at least 4, sometimes 5 things. And that would usually be somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,400 yen? Yeah, meanwhile, like, 10 Big Mac combos is, like, that much. Yeah! Well, I don't know. I think McDonald's, compared to other kinds of food in Japan, McDonald's is kind of, not expensive, but, like, you can go to, like, Matsuya or something, and get gyudon, and it will probably be cheaper than McDonald's. But, like, if you want burger, then, like, you want burger, right? But yeah. Yeah, McDonald's is cheaper than it is here. Yeah, definitely. I think, although I think they have raised their prices. I remember when I was there was, like, a huge thing in the news of, like, McDonald's announced that they're raising their prices on certain things. So I think it got, like, marginally more expensive while I was still there, but yeah, I think it was still cheaper than it is here. Like, I think, like, a full meal... I think when I got there, it was, like, a full, like, combo meal with, like, fries and a drink was, like, maybe close to 800 yen. And then when I left, I think the price had gone up, so it was, like, closer to 900 yen. Still not that still not as expensive as it is here. Yeah, I was thinking about Canada prices versus $128. Yeah. 50 nuggets for 800 yen. You can't get 10 for that price here. Yeah. I think also, too, with a lot of restaurants, they will have, like sit-down restaurants, so, like, Famirasu will have, like, drink bar, which is basically just, like, unlimited drink. So basically, like, they would have, like, it's basically like a fountain drink. It'll be, like, 250 yen extra. And it's just, like, you know, unlimited drink. So they would have, like, you know, a cooler that has, you know, iced tea and various sodas and other soft drinks. Some places would have, like, a hot one, too. So, like, if you wanted to have, like, hot tea or hot coffee, you could have that as well. But yeah, I guess that is kind of a good deal. Of just, like, unlimited beverage. Also, welcome back, Pembu. I hope you had good urgent groceries. Also, when I was there, they had, like, a deal. 50 nuggets and 2 large fries for 1,000 yen. Wow. 2 large fries. Wow. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like when I was in Japan, though, I went to McDonald's sometimes because, I think they had Sprite there. And Sprite was not common in Japan. I feel like that might have been the only place that had Sprite when I was there. But yeah. Never ended up leaving. My bike light mount broke and I had to fix it. By the time it was too late. No! I hope you still have food in your house. So that your next groceries... well, I guess if you didn't get them done tonight, then I guess they're going to be even more urgent. But I don't know. It's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow, so I hope you are not going to do groceries in cold weather. Yen's still weak, yet still expensive because Canada moment. Travel anyway. Food seems to be cheap, but I guess income isn't as high. Yeah. It's like the pros and cons. It's like... It's probably also why, like, Japan has been, like, so popular for tourism in the past few years. Is just because, like, it's expensive to get there, but once you're there, it's like relatively inexpensive. I'm sure the tourism, the giant tourism boom will die down eventually. I don't know what it would take for it to die down, but I know it will die down. Because, like, it's not just the weak yen. I think there's just been, like, more interest in Japan, like, especially during COVID. Just, like, increased interest in Japan, especially from people who would have not otherwise been interested in Japan. I'm actually surprised at some of the people I've met who have, like, gone to Japan or are planning to go to Japan in the near future. Like, because I used to think of, like, you know, going to Japan as, like, a weeb thing. Like, either you're into anime and that's why you're going to Japan, or you are, like, have some other Japan-related hobby. Like, you're like, I'm into martial arts, or, like, I want to see mountains and temples and stuff. Like, you have, like, it used to be that, like, if you're going to Japan, or if you've been to Japan, then you're, like, a weeb in some capacity. Either that, or I guess, I don't know, maybe you have family or friends there, or, like, you went on a business trip or something. It started out as a weeb thing, now it's weathering costs of living. Yeah. Because, like, I feel like I'm surprised at the people who go, because I'll meet people who, like, have never shown any interest in anything Japan-related whatsoever. And they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to Japan, like, next month. And I'm like, what for? Like, what is there for you specifically to do? Like, I mean, I guess Japan has, like, you know, the same beaches and mountains, but, like, lots of other countries have those too. If it's cheap, people will go. Yeah, but it's like, it's only cheap, at least from where I live. Like, because Japan is, like, I think as far as you can get from EGGY City, like, in terms of distance, without just being in the middle of the ocean. So, yeah, it's cheap. I wouldn't say it's a cheap trip, because, like, I mean, yeah, once you land there, like, stuff is less expensive, and also, like, weak yen, but, like, it still costs a lot to get there. That's mighty presumptive, but hey, I'm going to Japan. EGGY, why? She's literally gatekeeping a foreign country. Well, no, it's more just like, it's somebody who, like, never showed interest in it before. So I'm just like, it's not why as in, like, dismissive why. It's like, why as in, like, what made you suddenly decide to do this when you've never showed interest in this before, you know? Yeah, in general, the travel costs are down, post-quarantine economy. I guess also, too, I think a lot of people in general, I think, just have been traveling more in the past few years. I think probably, like, lockdown happened and then people were like, oh man, I wish I'd traveled more. And then now that they can travel again, they're like, oh god, I need to do all the traveling now in case the world implodes again. I'm gonna try to go to Japan one day. For Latinos, is our trip to Mecca. We must do it at least once in our lives. Is it that common? I guess. I mean, I guess anime is popular over the entire continent, it seems. And I guess I know that there's, like, a lot of Japanese people, like, there's been, like, a lot of, like, cross-immigration between Japan and Brazil. Because I've met multiple, like, Japanese Brazilian people in my life who are, like, they're, like, of Japanese descent, but they were, like, born and raised in Brazil and they, like, speak Spanish. Or they speak Spanish and Japanese. So it's, like, or sorry, not Spanish, Portuguese. They speak Portuguese and they speak Japanese. Yeah, World War II immigration. Yeah. And yeah, the nature is nice. Everywhere has mountains and beaches, but the vistas are very different. I guess. Come to Brazil, Japan. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z is mission critical in the Hispanic world. When his new DBZ content comes out, there's a marked decrease in cartel activity. Wasn't there, like... I seem to remember there being, like, a city where they just had, like, massive showings. Like, they would just set up, like, a giant screen in the middle of town just to show Dragon Ball. I also know, Saint Seiya, I think, is the other one that's big. That has been big in Latin America. Because I remember I remember several years back, Uniqlo had this in Mexico. In Mexico, there were showings. Yeah, I remember there was like Uniqlo had this collection of Shonen Jump. It was like for some anniversary of something or another. Ooh. And I remember you could always tell which manga were popular where, because you know how Uniqlo does the thing where they just release everything everywhere regardless of if they think it's going to be popular or not. So just like the variations between countries of like where this was released and like what t-shirts were selling, because like the ones that sold here, like, you know, people were buying like the Dragon Ball shirts and the Bleach ones and the what else, like Hiroaka and like stuff like that, like Death Note. Is Death Note Shonen Jump? I forget. But yeah, but then there were other ones that were just like stuff that I guess never got released in English. So, but like, yeah, apparently in other places it was like Saint Seiya was like flying off the shelves and other ones were just sticking around. If not that, Captain Tsubasa. Oh yeah, that's the soccer one, right? I wonder, because I remember when I was in Japan, it was during the World Cup, and I remember that like Japan was doing really well in the World Cup, and I just remember seeing like stores suddenly trying to like pull out everything that they had that was soccer related. Like I remember seeing a ton of like, oh, I saw so much Blue Lock merch because I guess Blue Lock was like popular at the time, and they're like, okay, this is a popular thing and it's about soccer, so we need to pull this out now. Like Daiso would just have like this giant like aisle of like Blue Lock and Captain Tsubasa merch, just because it was like there's like we need soccer stuff now. We need to pull this out now in case they start losing. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, would I have had an easier time making friends when I was in Japan if I was interested in soccer? Because, like, it was a weird time to be... Like, because, like... No, I clicked the wrong tile! Most of the other people who were in my dorm were from Europe. So, like, everybody was from a country that was already participating in the World Cup. Whereas, like, I'm from Canada, which doesn't really participate in the World Cup. So I'm, like, the one person in this building that, like, does not care at all about soccer. And I'm like, But everybody else was, like, going around organizing, like, you know, watch parties and stuff. Get on the FIFA shield for friendship. Yeah, I'm like, would I have made more friends? I don't know. Again, a lot of regrets of like, man, I could have made friends a lot more easily if I would have just like done literally anything. I don't know. Pretend to be into soccer. Go to the mountain. Go to the izakaya. World Cup in my country, a country notorious for not caring about soccer. Tell them about Hundi Line. Didn't exist yet. It would not exist for like another 2 or 3 years. Let's see. Like, I'm like, because I'm trying to think of like specific instances where I was like, I could have talked to people and I didn't. Because I remember like, okay. So when I checked into the dorm, I didn't really see anybody because I think everybody was just too busy like setting up their own rooms. Maybe I could have at the time like gone around and like introduced myself, but like I didn't see anybody else there really that day. Because again, everyone was just busy. And then I went to IKEA. I don't know. The day I moved in was so stressful. It was so stressful because it was like really hot out and I was dragging all my stuff with me. And I was not very prepared. Like I probably should have bought certain things ahead of time in like the days leading up to when I got to the dorm, but I didn't. So like I remember getting there and like they're like, here's the keys to your room, please like sign this, this is where your mailbox is and all that. And they're like, okay, take the elevator up and then like go that way and then that'll be your room, right? And I remember getting to the room and like collapsing into the room and then being like, I want to take a shower. I don't have any towels. I need to use the bathroom. I don't have any toilet paper. So then I had to go back out and like buy all those things. And then I also didn't realize that I didn't realize I could use the elevator after hours. So I ended up climbing like 5 stories up because I was on like the 5th floor. I climbed up like 5 stories because I didn't realize that the elevator, you could still use the elevator, you just had to go around like through another entrance. Oh my god, there's so many stupid things that like I could have asked literally anybody and they would have solved. Oh, am I in foot? Oh. Boo. Hold on. No, it's too early for that. Okay. Yeah, things that like if I would have asked literally anybody, I would have solved. Like, where, like, how do you get into the main building so that you can, like, and use the elevator after hours? If I would have asked literally anybody, I would have figured that out. Like, I was there for like at least 2 or 3 weeks before I figured that out. Or things like, hey, I saw the laundry rack on your balcony. Where did you buy it? Or like, hey, where do you guys buy pots and pans? You know what? I think it's also because it was the first time. It was the first time that I was living on my own, I think. Because that's the other thing that I think about when looking back. I'm like, yeah, that was the first time I lived on my own, and I could... it showed. Because I think about, like, the things that I planned for ahead of time, and the things that I didn't. And it was like, okay, I planned out, like, you know, like, what trains and buses do I have to take to get to school? Because, like, that's something that I was doing in Canada anyway, right? Or, like, you know, where is the nearest kombini? Like, how much does it cost to eat at a restaurant? These were things I was already, like, thinking about in Canada, right? But then when it came to things like, where do I buy dish soap? I did not know, and I felt too ashamed to ask. So, yeah, there was just, like, a lot of things where I'm like, I could have saved myself so much trouble if I would have just asked somebody, or if I would have, like, placed, like, 1% more thought of it into it ahead of time. Because, like, there's things that seem, like, pretty obvious in Canada, but, like, I guess were less immediately obvious to me. Of just, like, you know, where do you buy dish soap? Where do you buy cleaning supplies? Like... where do you buy shampoo? And, like, the answer was, like, the drugstore, like, the same way that it is in Canada. But, like... I didn't assume that. I didn't assume that right away. You go back and do school part 3. Oh god, school part 3? Well, I guess it's never off the table. At least if I do school part 3, then, like, I sort of know what I'm doing now. School part 3. Ugh. I'm gonna be old. I saw forehead wrinkles the other day. I need to get my bangs, because, like, my bangs have kind of been overgrowing, so I've been, like, brushing them out of my face, and now I'm like, oh god, no, I need my bangs back. I have forehead wrinkles. I know some of it is just because it's, like, really cold and dry out. And it's probably, like, drying out my skin. I'm sure once I moisturize a bit more. Maybe this is cope. Maybe this is cope, but I'm sure once I put on a bit more moisturizer, I'm sure it will be fine. I'm sure it will be fine. There will be no issues, and it will be fine. I will not be old. I will not be old. Are you kidding me? Not old. I will be Youthful. This is not a very skilled hand. This is highly half hour. 90% of wrinkle people quit before moisturizing big. Well, it's just like, I don't know. I think maybe I just need a thicker moisturizer because like maybe the one I have is like... I also think maybe I need to... Because like you know how some people have like different makeup that they wear in the winter versus the summer? And usually that's more of like a skin tone thing. Like usually that's like people who tan a lot. They'll be darker in the summer so they'll have like different foundation compared to the winter. But I feel like I need... Are you kidding me? I feel like I need like... that, but for like moisturiness, because I feel like maybe the foundation I'm using right now is also just like uniquely poorly suited for the winter. Like I'm thinking maybe it might just be like not good for when your skin is dry, because sometimes I put it on and there'll be like flakes, like I have to brush like flakes off of my face, and I think that might just be like it's just not good for that. It's just not good for that. Or maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm old. I'm elderly. I'm gonna go, ugh! I don't know how to be elderly. I've only ever known how to be not elderly. Yeah, I'm old. I'll be old. I don't know, I don't think I'm allowed to be this old. I don't think I'm allowed. I think there was a mistake made somewhere. I don't know, sometimes I wish I could, like... Flesh rots, but the VTuber is eternal. I don't know, sometimes though, I do wish that, like, I wish I could just go from being, like, cute and young and youthful to being, like, graceful old lady. I wish I could just, like, skip the entire process in between. Like, I wish I would just, like, you know, go from being, like, I wish I looked young and youthful until I'm, like, 40, and then maybe like, 45. And then after that, I can just, like, skip straight to being old lady. Like, I wish I didn't have to, like, age. You know? I don't mind becoming old. I just wish I didn't have to, like... I just wish it was, like, you know, a more instantaneous process, you know? Gotta be Asian for that. Oh yeah, is that the aging tendency? Just like one day you're suddenly old. It's like, no, I have to, like, watch myself deteriorate, you know? I can't just, you know, suddenly be gray. I have to, like, deteriorate bit by bit until one day I am fully wrinkled and gray. You know? I wish I didn't have to, like, age. I don't know, maybe it's also just that, like, I don't know. I feel like stereotypically middle-aged is, like, the lamest thing to be. Because I feel like when people talk about it, it's like, you know, when you're old, it's like, oh, you are, like, wise and full of experience. And then when you're young, it's like, oh, you are full of energy and vibrant. And then when you're middle-aged, you're just kind of, like, coping and seething and molding. Has always been, like, the vibe I always got. Greg and Cheg's sandwich. Always speed up process. I don't know. I'm not old enough for that yet. I just said, I'm like, no, I need to be young and youthful and smooth and round until like I'm like 40 at least. Yes, hello Neil. Yeah, it's like middle age. It's like stereotypically, you're supposed to be like boring and lame and stuff. I guess. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to be that. But I don't know. I guess I at least wear sunscreen. So I will not age as fast as I could be aging. Although, I don't know. I guess you are supposed to reapply sunscreen partway through the day. I don't do that because I can't figure out how you're supposed to do that. Because the people that say like, oh yeah, reapply your sunscreen partway through the day, are also people who are like makeup blogger type people. And I'm like, wait, so you want me to like take off all my makeup, or at least all my foundation, put sunscreen on, and then put it all back on? Like, what? I've always been kind of confused about that. I'm like, that seems awfully time consuming and also possibly a waste of product. If you're putting on your makeup like 2-3 times a day. I don't know, maybe some people are already doing that. Someone out there is probably doing that. Well, alright. Alright, good job, Nanora. Good job, Nanora. Good job. Thank you all for playing. I think I'll do one more game. I think this will be the last one. This will be the last one. Yeah, doesn't makeup protect a bit from the sun anyways? A little bit. Depends on the makeup. Like, depends on the actual product. I think you can get makeup with SPF. Like, that's pretty common. But just makeup alone isn't enough. Like, because the amount of SPF, because here's the thing, is that, like, the amount of sunscreen that you need to put on your face for it to be protected from the sun would be, like, hilariously excessive if you're doing it with, like, anything with a pigment in it, you know? Like, if you tried to put on enough, like, makeup to look like, you know, if you wanted to put on enough makeup to protect you from the sun, it would look, like, very thick and overdone and cakey. So,
Blaze it. I'm gonna rise into the world.
Hello, Faye. Makeup. But yeah, it feels like it should do something. In theory, yeah. I mean, it probably doesn't do nothing. It just, like, doesn't do as much as, like, just wearing normal sunscreen. But, I don't know, some people will, like, layer theirs, so they'll get, like, a sunscreen, and then they'll get, like, a primer with sunscreen, and then they'll get, like, a foundation with sunscreen. So they'll be wearing, like, 3 layers of it, which I guess gives enough, but then it's also just, like, I don't know, how fast do those layers wear off, though? You girl saying makeup? I say makeup. I say it normally. Where are you getting makeup from? I say it like a normal person. You go around saying yap and zhonging to clients at work. In fact, I don't say yap. I don't think I've said zhonging before. It hasn't come up. I have not talked to my coworkers about mahjong. So if it ever comes up, I might end up saying jong. I might say I'm jonging. You know, I jong sometimes. The jong. The jong. The jonging incident. Jonging. Jonging. Mahjong. It will be Arjong. Arjong. But yeah, I do not makeup. I'm not makeup eggy. I simply am makeup. So you should start a Mahjong club at work, but works a lot better if you're a permanent employee. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's probably enough people at my workplace that play Mahjong, but like, I don't know. I don't know if anybody actually owns like a set. Like, between everybody here, there's probably at least 4 people who know how to jong. Counting me. But probably not enough to have to make it a regular thing. Lies, no one plays Mahjong IRL. Bro thinks the people he knows is the whole world. Wow, 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 wow. But yeah, like I said, this will probably be the last one because I am becoming eepy. And also, I need to start preparing things for tomorrow. You've been in my thoughts this month. Wow. Well, I mean, considering that you seem to reply to every one of my whack posts. I figured you had not forgotten. I figured. My passport photo was accepted and all it took was 2 trips to the photo place in one night and $40 USD. Well, at least now you can travel. You can go places. Like Canada. Yeah, I'll need to renew mine next year. I don't know. I think because like I have like the passport is it's like for 10 years, right? And I feel like lately I've been like I'm like scared of when my next one will happen because I'm like it's happening next year. But it's like I look at the photo and I'm like, "Oh no, I look so different. I look so different. This was from 10 years ago. I was like recently finished high school back then." Aside from the wax or something else. What? You did you draw something? Did I not check the tag? Hold on. I would come to Canada, but I was warned I'd be forced to take a malort shot. By who? Hold on, start by latest. No, the latest one was the Christmas one. That was over a month ago. Go one day without revealing your age. I don't know. I only reveal my age in a way that requires people to do math. Here we go. Just do it before it actually expires. Renewing one I think is easier than filing out for a new one. Yeah, that's true. I mean, how close to the deadline does it need to be to renew it? Because, like, my concern is just, like, if it costs... Because it costs money to renew them, right? But I'm just, like, if I go too early, is it, like, am I not, like, taking full advantage of the cost of the previous one or something like that? I've also multiple malort shots, so I don't want to do anymore. It's true. That's fair. I have also had malort before. If you are within, like, a, I don't know, 10-meter radius of Professor Bloom, you're gonna get malorted. Yeah, I did like 6 months before mine expires. You could do it like 3 months before if you're not going anywhere. It's like $130. Yeah, I was told it's like $160 for like the full 10 years or something like that. Oh, it's $130 for 10 years. Oh, okay, that's cheaper than I thought. I don't know where I heard $160. Maybe my parents, but maybe my parents are just spreading misinformation. Or maybe it just costs more where they live for some reason. It's a cultural icon of Chicago. I live close to Chicago, I know. I am aware that it is, Malort is of Chicago. Malort is of Chicago. I know the Malort lore. I know that apparently like during like a prohibition, it was like one of the few like alcoholic anything that was like allowed to be freely sold because they concluded that like the taste and smell was so bad that nobody would drink this on purpose for recreational reasons. So it was sold as like medicinal. It was sold as medicine during that time or something like that. I don't remember what I paid, to be honest. Price could have gone up, but quick Google says 160. Okay, so my parents were right. My parents were right. They did not spread misinformation to me. I was about to say my passport cost was like $400, so it's like $70. Why would it be? That's a huge gap. Why would it be 400? Do passports cost 400 anywhere? Like what? How much would passports? Mine is costing 130. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm like, where in the world would it cost $400? I wasn't talking about drawing with it. You have been in my thoughts in January. Well, you're vague posting. You can't be. I didn't indeed make a drawing and posted it without a tag. Oh yeah, okay. I think I saw that one. I saw that one. I know the one you're talking about. Sorry for being party pooper, I guess. I'll have you know I did stay up until midnight that eve on New Year's Eve. I did stay up. They cost a lot in the US if you want it hashtag quote unquote express. Okay. But I don't know. I guess because like if I go to Off-Kai in the summer, that's like the only time in the near future that I plan to use it. So maybe if I renew it like after I get back, because it doesn't expire until 2027. So I don't know, maybe 6 months early would be, I think it's like summer of 2027 or something. Maybe I don't have to think about this at all until next year. What year are we again? We're 2026, okay. I don't know, can't hurt to check. Can't hurt to check. I don't know, I still refuse to believe we're 2026. Like, that's not a real year. That's like the distant future. That's like flying cars future. You're not supposed to be there already. Might as well check your health card and ID expiry too. I know those, I don't think those expire anytime soon because I only got them done 2 years ago. I think they expire every 5 years, question mark? But I got them done when I moved here because I had to get a change of address. So, those are like 2 years old at the most. Maybe a little over. Not even 2 years old yet. Yeah, I've managed to not have to pay for Express yet, but I'm sure people who don't plan their trips far in advance have been trapped and have to pay that. Yeah. Again, I think I've only had 2 passports in my life so far, counting the one I currently have. And I guess my parents are just very careful planners. So I have not dealt with that yet, but inevitably one day. I don't know. I think another thing I'm kind of sad about, though, is the new Canada passports. Like, the picture's in black and white. I don't know why. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't care for that. I like my color photo perfectly well. Like, I don't know. Going black and white just somehow feels like going backwards, you know? Maybe they were too expensive to print in color or something. But yeah, so I guess when I get my new one, inevitably the color will be gone. The color will drain from my face. I'm gonna look extra old. Like, on top of, like, looking older than my old passport, I'm gonna look extra old. I'm gonna look, like, super old, just because it's gonna be in black and white. I also saw on the website, it's like, do not wear glasses, and in my last photo I had glasses on. I don't know. Well, I mean, because the thing with the passport is that, like, it's supposed to be, like, a picture of you that I imagine would, like, resemble what you look like on an average day, right? So I imagine if you wear glasses all the time, like, it wouldn't hurt to have glasses in the picture, because, like, if you're already wearing them anyway, you know? The next one you have to get sepia tone. Yeah, we're gonna have, like, the, like, it's all gonna be, like, single tone, like, it's gonna be, like, different shades of, like, purple or something. But yeah, yeah, it's bleh. I'm gonna be old. I'm gonna have a passport. It's gonna be in black and white. I don't know, maybe I should show up in, like, some kind of, like, get my passport pictures done in some, like, really, like, old-timey garments. And, like, just, like, stare into the camera like it's, like, the Victorian times. And, like, cameras were invented, like, last year. And we're all still trying to figure out, like, how we should stand for them. No, I think I need to... Because I don't know, I think about this. Because I remember when I got my photos done in 2019, my mom was like... It wasn't 2019, it was before that. What am I saying, 2019? It was definitely before that. But I just remember my mom being like... Oh yeah, like, wear, like, normal, neutral makeup so that, like, the photos don't age poorly. The photos still age poorly. You cannot escape the eyebrow trends of the time. Like, there's been jobs I've had where I've had to check IDs, and every time without fail, if I check someone's ID and, like, it's an ID that's older than, like, 5 or 6 years old, I, like, look at the, like, eyebrows, especially, like, I guess more so for girls than for guys, but, like, I look at the eyebrows and I'm like, yeah, you cannot escape the eyebrow trends of the time. It's just like that. Just make sure what you wear doesn't mess with the picture. I had to wear something they gave me. I think I had a white shirt and they had a white background. Oh no! I remember when I was, in elementary school, actually. I think that happened to somebody. But it was for, like, a green screen and they had a green shirt. So I feel like that happened multiple times with different people. Where, like, sometimes they would, like, edit the shirt to be a different color. Like, they would change it to, like, orange or something, but it would be, like, a really yucky orange. Or I think another time, someone's head was just, like, kind of floating. Because I just did, like, zero processing to that at all. They're like, oh, green shirt? Nah, it's probably not a problem. Yes, hello, White Zora. But yes, this is the last one. This is the last one. And I'm also... Yeah, so I don't want to threaten people. I don't want to threaten people. But also, if we don't start this one soon, I might not do it at all. Because I do need to eventually go to bed at a reasonable time. I still haven't prepared my lunch for tomorrow, and I still need to take a shower. Ah! Gotta let the eggy slip. Unfortunate. Stinky egg. No, it's stinky prevention. I'm not that stinky. It's prevention of more stinky, you know? Because, like, I don't know. I will need to go to bed. I will need to... I don't know. I've been thinking about this too, because I'm like, okay. Once I finish this current egg deployment, if I don't get a job right away, like, I'm trying to figure out what I should do with the streaming schedule. Because, like, a lot of people seem to be liking the evening slots more than I thought. So, but I also know a lot of people also like the morning slots. Okay, I guess we're zhonging now, I guess. Alright. We're zhonging now. Everyone zhong really fast. Zhong quickly. But yeah, surely if we started, we won't have infinite East rounds. Everybody gang up on one person so that we can send them into the negatives, send them to the Shadow Realm in like round 2, okay?
Senpai, ikimashou.
But yeah, no, I think I'm like, okay, should I go back in the morning? Should I stay in the evenings? Should I somehow do both? Because I've seen some people do that, where instead of doing like one long stream on a certain day, they'll do like 2 shorter streams. I think Nyaru was doing that for a little while, where she would have like a shorter stream like in the morning, and then like a shorter stream in the evening, and then there would just be like a break in the middle of the day. Very Cherry used to do that, yeah. Because like I'm sure like if I had all the time, I could probably make that work for myself. I just have to make sure to stick with it. Everyone gang up on one person. Sounds like permission to gang up on EGGY. I will, that if that is a sacrifice that needs to be made, I will willingly sacrifice myself for that. But yeah, no. I mean, I guess morning stream and evening stream could probably like leave more room for other stuff, right? Like, it means you can stream 2 different games in one day. Or you can do 1 solo stream and 1 collab. Or I can do like gaming in the morning and karaoke in the evening or something, you know? I don't know. I'm also hoping that like, because I've been very locked in these past few weeks. I've been mega locked in. I've been mega locked in. Hi, Eggy. I'm late and I probably won't be home until after you're done streaming, but hi anyway. Hello, Azur. I hope you have a nice and good commute home. I hope the weather is not too bad for driving. But yeah, I guess I'm hoping the lock-in energy will, like, remain. I'm hoping I will continue having the lock-in energy and do not fall back into my old habits the moment that my contract is up. NiceEggy? No, locked in Eggy. I've been locked in. I'm very optimistic I got the 50-page passport. It was not the same price as the 20 pages. Since I got exactly 0 stamps the last 10 years. Oh yeah, like going to Canada doesn't give you stamps, does it? But yeah, I'm locked in. I'm locked in. I've been super locked in. Might have missed a couple streams, haven't missed a workout yet. I've been cooking most days, and I have been eating out less. And I have been... Well, I guess maybe not always doing my Japanese homework on time, but I have been keeping a consistent schedule and waking up on time, and I'm like, I hope I can keep this up. I hope I can keep this up. Historically speaking, that has not been the pattern, but I mean, the second best time to try is now, so. I've never left the US, including Canada. I've never been anywhere. Wait, I could have sworn you had been to Canada before. You were in Canada just like 2 hours ago when you had to go check if I live in Manitoba. Yeah, strong Iggy. Yeah, I'm developing some muscle. The other day I felt what I think might be abs in my stomach. Something resembling abs. So that'll be nice. I've never left the mainland US. My dad has never left the mainland US. My grandma and my mom's parents never left. I mean, the second best time is now. You ate abs? I grew them. I grew them. I can't really feel them right now because I think my stomach is like bloated because I've been drinking so much water, but they're there. You'll just have to take my word for it. But yeah, buffed eggy. I just gotta be able to stick with it.
EX Ponrick just found 8 Canadian dollars behind the couch. 1 coffee.
Okay. So far, so good. We're ganging up on one person. Let's see if we can repeat that. Let's see if we can repeat those results. But yeah, no, I guess I've been like trying to focus on, because I still do the like elliptical machine, but I've been trying to focus on like at least arms and abs. Not like a huge focus, but like just enough. I've never had abs. I think it's bullshit. Me and my friend Power lifted college and he got cut because he's like 70 kilograms and lifting 50. Meanwhile, I'm just a bear. Physics. This is glorp shit. Yeah. It's your turn now. No, I said we all have to gang up on the same person, which I thought we decided was Punk Asian. I mean, yeah, abs, I did actually have, believe it or not, I did have visible abs. Slightly, not super visible, but like mildly visible abs back in like 2019. Like mere months before the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, I had visible, some semi-visible abs. Because like, I think I started exercising like almost not every day, but like every other day or so. I started working out like summer of 2019. And then I carried that into like September, October. I think I was falling off a little by December because it was the holidays and such. I was very busy. But yeah, but also I was like pretty skinny at the time. So it's not like the muscles were like buried under anything. Like it became very obvious very quickly when I started to get toned because like there wasn't that much there in the first place. So I don't know what the chances are. I don't know what my chances are now. The pandemic came for that. I don't know. It was weird because like leading up to when lockdowns began, it was pretty, like I didn't have a lot of time. I was very busy. I was in school. I was working all the time. So I didn't really have a lot of time to exercise. And I remember when my first thought when they were like, oh yeah, we're no school, no work, everything's closed for a while. I was like, well, I mean, at least I will have more time to exercise. And then on the first day of lockdown, I like put on my exercise clothes and I went downstairs to do my little workout. And then I was like, wow, I have no motivation. And then I just never did that workout again. I did not work out again until like probably after I came back from Japan. Yeah. Me and Zora have once, now it's your turn, so it is a gang up. No, we're still ganging up on Punk Asian. He's only at like 10k points. Yeah, I probably blame my football coach in high school. Each morning, 6 days a week, I had to report to him with classes and gave me a jar of peanut butter, a whole loaf of bread, and told me to eat it. Oh yeah, I think you remember, I think you told me about that once. This is definitely Jake lore that I was like already aware of. But yeah, no. You know what? I'll play foolishly. But yeah. Eggy lore. I had abs at one point. It's not my fault I took too many concussions of football and can't remember anything. I don't know. My high school, now that I think of it, I feel like... I mean, I guess they do call it American football. Because I was thinking about how, like, I'm like, in high school... Okay. The high school I went to for grade 9 had a football team. The high school I moved to after that, I don't think they had a football team at all. They had basketball. And they had rugby. Ooh! But they did not have they did not have football. See? I told you, we could make this quick if we just gang up on one person. See? See? Quick and easy. Punk Asian was just unlucky, got hit first, and then everything after that, it just follows. It just follows that way. See? Quick game. Nice and easy. That was what, like 10 minutes? Thank you for playing. I'm sorry, Punk Asian. You're welcome from the sacrifice. I don't know. One day will be my turn. One day it'll be my turn. But yes, thank you everybody for playing. It is soon Eggy slept time. I had the weirdest sports culture because I went straight from football to hockey seasons. Oh yeah, actually no, I think my school might have had a hockey team. I think. I wonder if football was banned, because I remember when I moved schools, it was because I moved cities, right? So I'm like, I wonder if maybe football was like allowed in one school board and just like banned in the other. Never play against Eggy when she needs to leave quick. Maybe that's my secret to winning. I need to always have a reason that I need to get this over with quickly. I need to always be in a hurry. Is that the secret to winning at Mahjong, maybe? Always be in a rush. Never be leisurely. But yeah, I don't know. I never played any of the sports, so I maybe there was some like. There's actually a rule unofficially named after me in a local Pee Wee league. Wait, really? The Jake rule? The Jacob clause? See, I was playing the speed game. Zero technique. It's like, well, you certainly played fast. It's supposed to be a leisurely kind of game. Well, that's why I'm going to win. Oh no, they jaked it. Oh boy. They're jaking it. You have to keep your cage locked if there's puck on the ice, because I lifted my hockey cage to drink water and took a slap shot right to the mouth and knocked half my baby teeth out in one shot. And that's what you're being immortalized for within this league? That's what you're being immortalized for? Got jaked. Jacob's Law. If one opens up their cage, there will be a hockey puck coming straight towards their face. The most Canadian American. What can I say? I mean, there's plenty of cities in the United States that play hockey. There's lots of them. All right, let's acquire a raid target. Oh no! Okay, hold on. There's somebody who's live right now. Hold on. Let me see if they are, to make sure they're not like BRBing or something. Nope, she is live, and I don't think she's ending soon, but you know what? I think we are going to raid Rosie Chu, because I knew her from VTuber Symphony Orchestra, but I also met her at MagFest. I think I went to karaoke at one point, and I saw somebody there, and I was like, she was like dressed all in white, and it was like a really cute outfit and everything. And I was like, do I know her? Maybe. And then I did. But yes, she was very nice, and she was dressed very cute. I think she gave me a sticker, and I think I added it to the Oomphy mug. But we are going to rate her now. She is doing art. How many U's are there? Just 2. Okay. There we go. Ganged up on raid. Oh boy. What's our raid message gonna be? I think this is the first time raiding her, so we can probably just do EGGY raid with an emote of your choice. That should suffice. That should suffice. But yes, I will be back Wednesday night. I will be back on Wednesday. And I'll probably do more Zelda. I'm sorry that the schedule has been very monotonous. But like, you guys seem to like jong and you guys seem to like Zelda, so I'm not gonna fix what's not broken. So, that I will be seeing you on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday of this week. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for being nice and good. Thank you for jonging with me. I will see you later. And until then, au revoir, goodbye, end card.